そうなんかじゃない。きっかけはほんの些細なことだとしても、それが未来の大きな流れを決定づけてしまうこともある。バタフライ効果という言葉を知っているか。知らないなら知らない。
Nice, if it has voice actors, I don't have to read it out loud. Good, good.
俺は慎重じゃなかった。自分の愚かさを分かっていた。あいつを失うことになんてならなかった。未来をこんな形にしてしまうなんてこともなかった。分かるはずがないだろう。その瞬間の自分の手に人類すべての運命を決定づけるような重大なターニングポイントのスイッチが握られているなんていうことは分かるはずがないんだ。考えてもみるがいい。普段の人間の知覚は 99% が遮断されている。人は自分で思っている以上に愚鈍な生き物なんだよ。普段の生活の中に埋もれている何気ないことなど気にも留めないし、知覚したとしてもすぐに忘れるか。
Once again, I actually need to kind of change my placement because I'm too big. We need to make the cat girl smaller.
Okay,
the cat girl will be smaller. Like this. Or maybe even like this. So we don't disrupt the subtitles.
宇宙に始まりはあるか、終わりはない。無限。星にもまた始まりはあるが、自らの力を持って滅びゆく。有限。英知を持つ者こそ最も愚かであるの。歴史からも読み取れる。海に生ける魚は陸の世界を知らない。彼らが英知を持てば、それもまた滅びゆく。人間が光の速さを超えるのは、魚たちが陸で生活を始めるように。
Stick with the subtitles on one side.
抗える者たちに対する神からの最後通告とも言える。
That would be really nice because I will have to move myself around quite a lot, and I don't want to do that. I wonder. There is no sound from the phone against my right ear, only silence. I am baking in the summer sun. Sweat slowly slides down my chin and drips onto the asphalt. She calls my name with an inquisitive tilt of her head. We are about to infiltrate deep into enemy territory, yet despite the immense risk of death, there is no hint of tension on her innocent, childlike features. I cover my phone's mouthpiece and turn to the girl with an index finger to my lips. I nod and put my phone back to my ear. Still no sound from the other side. My contact is wise to maintain silence. The whole area could be bugged. It's too dangerous to waste time talking here anyway, okay? I'm actually thinking because I clicked outside. Because I don't like how this is going on, so how about... Let me swap some things around. That is... Okay, that might work. So we're gonna use the cat girl a little bit to here. So she doesn't disrupt the stuff. Then we move the chat. Oh, that is obnoxiously big, holy hell. Then we move the chat somewhere here. Like above. And then we're gonna put the game inside. It's gonna be the window capture. Wait, I cannot find the game in the window capture. Ah. Okay, then we're not gonna do the window capture, we're gonna do the game capture, I guess. Holy hell, this is not what I was thinking about. So freaking small. How are we gonna go? Make sure that everything is unnecessary distraction. No disruption, oh my dear lord. Okay, now I think it should be perfect. The noises, I know, I have it right in my ear right now. It is not ideal. There is something that is not correct. Let me copy this one. Let me go back here. Let me paste this quickly. Let me double check. Hello, I'm trying to make everything correct. I think I made it. I think it should be okay. The game capture obnoxiously loud. Ah, that's what you meant. That's what you meant. I'm still not satisfied with the chat. 1 second. I'm gonna copy this one. Bear with me. I'm gonna paste it here. I'm gonna remove this one. Now I need to figure out where the heck are you? Oh, there you are. Okay. Oh, I think we're set now. Now it should have everything. I just wanted to test one thing if it works. Headpad, let's go with the headpad. Okay, everything works. Everything is as it should be. We can go with the video game. We can proceed. I open my eyes wide to match my shocked tone. The girl turns towards me in surprise. Sadly can't catch the stream, but gonna have to watch the VOD to see how you enjoyed it. Okay. It's completely fine. I hope you have a nice Saturday. I sigh, shaking my head as I rub my temples. Estimate my head. I speak the parting words, then pocket my cell phone. Steins Gate. Some know it as fate to others. It is the will of God. You could count on one hand of the people in this world aware of its true nature. In any case, we should begin the infiltration. I advanced towards Radican, which is just across the street from the train station. Of course, this is enemy territory. I can't just stride through the front door like an average person. I bypass the elevators and escalators and head to the 8th floor by the stairwell. But I only make it to the 7th floor before I have to stop and rest. The girl, Shina Mayuri, immediately resumes our conversation. She followed me all the way here and she isn't even short of breath. I, on the other hand, am gasping for air with my hands on my knees. Who'd have thought an 8-story building would be so tall? I turn to Mayuri while wiping the sweat off my brow. Oh, rude. Mayuri smiles happily and doesn't pry any further. As always, she is quick to understand my position. We've known each other since we were born both little. Mayuri is 16, 2 years younger than me, so she's more like a little sister than a typical childhood friend. I've been looking out for her as long as I can remember. I used to hope that Mayuri might become the key to Steins Gate, but now I've reconsidered. I don't want that terrible fate for her. She should live a normal life. That is my present wish. We continue to the 8th floor and enter the assembly hall. In front of us stands a cheap-looking stage with a podium and a sign reading Dr. Nakabachi's Time Machine Press Conference. Mayuri insists on calling me Okarin, but it's neither my real name nor my code name. It's just one of those annoying nicknames people use. I don't think this is like a time or a place to argue about that, to be honest, Okarin. Oh, in Kyoma. He's definitely mad. It's hard to remember. I definitely agree. Doesn't even sound like a Kaberintaro. Caesar, foolish laughter. For someone annoyed by nicknames, he calls others by many nicknames true. But I have rejected my real name, for it is stupid. And so I also hated the derivative Okarin. Come on, it sounds like that elf boy's blue pipe thing. Alright, there is an instrument called Okarin, right? In one ear and out the other. She's been calling me that for 5 years now, so maybe it's time to give up. Wait. She just came along. She's like, I'm gonna tag along with Okarin. She nods without dropping her smile. We're standing in the assembly hall on the 8th floor of Radical. It is here that the conference will be held. Dr. Nakabachi is an inventor. He appears on TV from time to time and has a few patents under his belt, but mostly he's treated as a curiosity. Now that's a good point, Mayuri. I've scanned the entire hall, but there is no one who looks like a reputable reporter or cameraman. There are only about 10 of us standing in the hall, including me. Considering Nakabachi's moderate media presence and the fact that he claims to have invented a time machine, I would have expected more. I twist my lips into a sneer. I thought that Nakabachi was like me, a scientist fighting to overthrow the organization. But this press conference suggests other motives at work. Our enemies won't miss this chance. Nevertheless, I'm interested in what he has to say. That's why I'm here, blowing an afternoon of my precious summer holiday. Mayuri ponders my utterance for a while before finally turning her head. Oh, it's my birthday. I let out a sigh. Mayuri is known to not only make bad jokes, but to laugh at them too. She's always been special.
Mayuri, 気をつけろ。おそらくこの記者会見、何らかの事件が起き。
Ooh. At least we don't have the annoying sound from the outside. I didn't even finish my sentence. And are we under attack? Are they trying to fry our brains with electromagnetic waves? Oh, there was an explosion. Nice. Dust falls from the ceiling as the floor shakes. We're definitely under attack. It's coming from above, but we're on the top floor. All that's above is the roof. No time to deal with Mayuri's confusion. Something's not right about this. I bolt out of the conference hall and run up the stairs to the roof, ignoring the no trespassing sign in my way. The door is open. Upon closer inspection, I realize that the lock has been broken. I open the door and see a billowing cloud of black smoke. There is some kind of phosphorescent dust sparkling in the air. I can't believe it. Was there really an explosion? My heart is racing. Damn, I don't know what to do. Should I run away? But why an explosion? Terrorists? No, that doesn't fit. I mean, how do you explain that? That looks like a time machine. It's huge, maybe 3 meters tall, and looks kind of like a satellite. Did that thing cause shaking just now? Who put it here? Was it Dr. Nakabachi? Is this part of his presentation? Impossible. Even if that were the case, how the hell would he get it up here? My head is bursting with questions. As I search for the courage to approach the machine, a throng of reporters and building staff burst onto the rooftop. They look as confused as I am. And then a woman, who I assume is a staff member, appears to wave us back. Is she trying to hide something? Her response was unusually quick, almost like she's trying to keep me away from that device. I wanted to know, but I shouldn't risk getting any closer. I turn and leave, but not because I'm scared or anything like that. Staff members lead us back to the 8th floor. Mayuri is nowhere to be seen. She is not in the event hall either. I find her on the 7th floor. Several capsule toy machines are lined up next to a plate reading "Birthplace of Japanese PC." She's gazing upon them with a wistful look. I breathe a sign of relief, then take out my phone. It's me. When I speak the words and hang up, I'm able to wipe the sweat from my forehead. My sweat is cold. Half of me hopes something will happen, the other half fears the same thing. I put away my phone and look back at Mayuri. She is still staring at those capsule toys. She doesn't seem to be worried about the explosion at all. I can't decide if she's level-headed or just airheaded.
Mayuri,
I like how the music instantly changed. Just as I thought. Mayuri points to a capsule machine. The sign on the front says Reinet Kakeru, 3D character doll series. Reinet Kakeru is a popular anime series with its own card game spin-off Reinet Axis Battles. They even hold international tournaments. Uppa is the series mascot character. It resembles an elliptical egg with limbs sticking out, like some kind of deformed dog. It's what they call an ugly cute character. High school girls find these creatures adorable for some reason. Last year, an ugly frog character was the rage. Its name escapes me though.
やればいい。ウーパが当たるかどうかは保証できないがな。
Ah, she's gonna gamble. She gave me a troubled smile.
でもね、マユシーは今100円玉を切らしちゃっているのです。
Mayushi is what Mayuri calls herself sometimes. According to her, it's supposed to have a star at the end. Mayushi, a star. But who really
だ
cares?
からおかりんおかりん、100円貸して。
She holds her hands out with a look like a begging puppy. Looks like she was planning this from the very beginning. Well, at least she didn't say gimme.
黙ったれるな、マユリ。金若さん、俺がお前に人生の厳しさを教えてやる。
I pull out a 100 yen coin, set it into machine slot, and spin the lever.
ああ、
I open the capsule and take out the contents. Mayuri leans forward eagerly to see what I got.
ウーパだよ。
Oh my dear lord, we won the 50-50. Not even the 50-50, we won more.
それはレアなのか？
すごく。
While I examined the metal Uppa, a boy who was watching us tries his luck on the same Rainet machine.
あ、普通のウーパだ。
He looks at my metal Uppa in resentment. I turn to see Mayuri's sparkling eyes also fixed on the Uppa. Hey, high school girl, you're acting like a little kid.
ではマユリにくれてやろ
Honestly, I don't want it.
いいのおかりん。
う。ほーいん今日まだ。
ありがとうおかりん。
She just didn't care at all. Is she doing it on purpose?
本日はドクター中鉢によるタイムマシン発明成功記念会見にお集まりいただき誠にありがとうございます。
I heard the announcement from the floor above.
どうやら始まるようだな。
I head to the stairs, but Mayuri doesn't follow.
行くぞ、マユリ。
待って待って、名前書かなくちゃ。
She's preoccupied with metal Uppa. I go on ahead.
それでは早速登場していただきましょう。発明家ドクター中鉢さんです。皆さん盛大な拍手でお迎えください。
Clap, 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 clap. Dr. Nakabachi enters the sparse applause. He walks up to the podium. He's already wearing a frown for some reason. I can feel his irritation from here.
ドクター中鉢だ。どうぞよろしく。
Nakabachi takes the microphone and begins to speak, his voice brimming with confidence.
それではここに集まってもらった諸君だけに人類史に残る世紀の大発明タイムマシンについての理論をお教えしよう。
タイムマシン？
Ah, hello, hello,
あ
the
の人が
mustache.
作ったの？
We're playing visual novels today. Mayuri appears after writing her name on the metal Uppa. She's a bit late in more ways than one. What did she think a time machine presentation would be about? I take another look around the room. There are about 20 people now, including us, but still no media presence to speak of. So this is the extent of Dr. Nakabachi's fame. No one believes that he invented a time machine. I was interested in what he had to say, true, but my expectations were no higher than the rest of the onlookers. And a good thing they weren't. As he proceeds to explain his time machine design, my curiosity quickly turns to disappointment, then anger. And a lot of that, like, there's a lot of happening here. My roar silences Nakabachi and draws the eye of every person in the room.
なんだね。
俺が誰なのかはどうでもいい。それより今あなたが語ったタイムマシンの理論は一体何だ。
あ、
ジョン・タイターのパクリではないか。あなたはそれでも発明家か。
誰かその男をつまみ出せ。
出ていくのはあなただ、ドクター。恥を知れ。金輪際、あなたには発明家を名乗る資格はないぞ。
うるさい、黙れ。生意気な若造め。
Just then, someone grabs my arm from behind. Quite convinced it's an official here to throw me out, I turn around to glare him down. It's a girl about my age. Her intense stare seems to challenge me. I take a step back. Her face looks somewhat familiar. Where have I seen her before?
Oh.
We haven't met, but I know her face. It's Makise Kurisu. A few days ago, my friend Adaru showed me a magazine article titled "Girl Genius Gives Lecture in Akihabara." The article was about a 17-year-old girl who had just graduated from an American university. Her thesis was even published in a major scientific journal. Girl Genius, Makise Kurisu. I recognize the stubborn-looking girl from her photograph. She's even wearing the exact same scowl. What a business could such a genius have with me? She takes a quick look around the room, then turns back to me with a stern
ちょっ
expression.
と来てくれませんか。
What's with the attitude? She's obviously not the staff, and there's no way that the Makise Kurisu would be working with someone like Dr. Nakabachi. Which means, no.
貴様、機関の人間か。
She was at Sundara even in the, like, a news press picture.
まさかここまで手が回っているとは。俺としたことか。
ふざけてないで、ちょっと来てください。
え？
My outburst has already attracted too much attention. Nakabachi in particular looks like he wants to rip my head off. It must be mortifying to be exposed as a fraud by a bright young man like myself. Anyway, I mustn't draw any more attention. If the organization gets wind of my presence here, it could endanger Mayuri, to say nothing of these ignorant civilians. I let Makise Kurisu lead me out of the assembly hall.
ここで俺に何かすれば人目につくぞ。そうなれば貴様もいろいろまずいだろう。
何かって何ですか？人聞きの悪い。
She glares at me, quite fiercely at that. Attractive though she may be, there is no innocence in her eyes. A beautiful agent, unmatched in cruelty. My heart beats in exhilaration from the danger. Looks like chaos really does get my blood pumping.
私はあなたに聞きたいことがあるだけです。
それに答える義理はない。機関のやり方は分かっている。
だから機関って？
Instead of answering, I take out my phone and put it to my ear.
機関のエージェントに捕まった。ああ、マキセ・クリスだ。あの女には気をつけろ。いや、問題ない。ここはなんとか切り抜け。
Risu suddenly snatches the phone from my hand. What a skill. I didn't have time to react.
何をする？
あれ？この携帯電源切れてる。誰と話していたんですか？
Just noticed I'm mental. Her eyes pierce deep into my soul. I quickly look away. She's good. Is she trying to attack my sense of identity in order to cause a mental break? Recover. This isn't enough to sway me.
貴様に答える義理はないが一応教えてやろう。それは俺以外が触ると自動的に電源がオフになる特別性の携帯なのだ。うわははははは。
Such measures are necessary to maintain secrecy. I know things that could get me killed. I quickly retrieved my phone and wiped the cold sweat off my forehead. Phew, that was close.
そう。独り言だったのね。
This is bad. Ordinary methods don't work on Makise Kurisu, the genius girl. On the contrary, she's the one psyching me out. Damn, looks like I'll have to make a tactical retreat. If I can just find an opening. Suddenly, Kurisu steps up to me with a serious expression. She stares right at me, her huge eyes blazing with strength of will. Such fire, I can't look away. Could someone with such pure eyes really be an organization agent?
さっき、私に何を言おうとしたんですか?
Earlier?
さっきとはいつのことだ?
ほんの15分くらい前。会見が始まる前に。
Nonsense. This is the first time we've met. I was with Mayuri and that Upatoi 15 minutes ago.
私に何か言おうとしましたよね。すごく悲しそうな顔をして。
Is this a trap? It does seem like one of the organization's dirty tactics, but would this girl do something that underhanded?
今にも泣き出しそうで。それどうして？私、前にあなたと会ったことありますか?
He seems sincere. That makes her even more suspicious. That's right, don't let her beauty fool you. She's cold, calculating, a secret agent. If I show the slightest vulnerability, I'm done for.
そういえば、なんで私の名前知ってるんです？
俺は全てお見通しなのだ。
I am a mad scientist after all.
天才少女。次会うときは。さらばだ。
I spin around and take off down the stairs, ignoring her call to stop, like I would listen to the enemy. Oh my dear lord, we're actually mental. I don't remember the anime that well, so it's actually pretty fresh for me to see what's going on here. I run all the way down to the 4th floor and to check behind me. Once I'm convinced Makise Kurisu is not tailing me, I sigh while rubbing my temples. Well then, what do I do now? My mission was to attend the conference and evaluate Dr. Nakabachi's research. Now that I know he's a fraud, there's no real point in going back. I guess I'll just go home. Mayuri! But wait, aren't I forgetting something important? Let's see now, what is it? Mayuri! I left Mayuri behind, thank god. I knew she'd be a liability. It's always funny because animes usually don't show that much of an internal thinking of the main characters. True. I shouldn't have brought her along. I was trying to prioritize her safety, but got careless. I'll try calling her first. If she's alright, then I can just have her meet me here. Well, some older animes do show a lot of internal thinking of the main characters, but yeah, this one there's like a lot of internal monologue. With that thought in mind, I take out my phone, I turn it on. And it rings just as I do. It's not just a regular mail, there's a video attached, and it's from an unknown address. I opened the video file with some trepidation. There's nothing but noise. Is this a prank or some sort of Makise Kurisu style attack? Maybe the noise is some sort of make people go crazy frequency. Wait, I don't remember giving her my mail address, so I'm probably just thinking too hard. I curse myself for being gullible enough to play the video. I have more pressing matters to deal with anyway. I stop the video and call Mayuri's phone from my address book. Looks like I'll have to go back to the assembly hall. But things will get messy if I bump heads with Makise Kurisu again. Did that palm fatal Hinan Mayuri? For sure. And now imagine he goes back and they're just like vibing and he's like getting convinced about his ideas. There's a very real danger that she might wander off somewhere the moment I let her out of my sight. Mayuri has always been like that. I never know if she'll be there when I turn to look. In a sense, that's why I became following Kyoma. I have to go back for her. The thought of climbing back up to the 8th floor is depressing, but I have no choice. When I get back to the assembly hall, Dr. Nakabachi's conference has just finished. Nobody's on the stage and the phony inventor has already left. The 20 or so members of the audience are starting to pack up. I soon find Mayuri. She's in the corner looking lost. Well, at least she wasn't kidnapped. Even better, I don't see Makise Kurisu anywhere.
あの女、俺におじけづいたか。
Ah,
よかろう。今日のところは見逃してやるとしよ
still, I keep my eyes peeled as I run up to Mayuri.
う。ま
Oh,
ゆ
she looks so
り、なぜ電話に
sad.
出ない。そろそろ帰るぞ。
おかりメタルーパがいなくなっちゃった。
The heck you mean he ran away? She turns to me with a forlorn
いなく
expression.
なった。勝手に動き出したのか。
落としたみたい。
Not like it really
見つから
matters.
ないなら諦めろ。また当てればいい。
当たりっこないよ。だってね、メタルーパはネットオークション。
な
Excuse me, 10k yen? The toy was worth that
ま
much?
ゆりよ、一体どこで落としたのだ。
わかんないから探してるんだよ。あと見つけても売らないからね。
その1万円、この俺の研究
That's
資
a
金に
pretty
してや
cheap
る。
research if you ask
だ
me.
から売らないってば。マユシーの名前書いちゃったし。
Just begins our search for the metal upa.
てるウーパさん。
Ah, she did the
出て
do-do-do.
おいで。
Mayuri tries calling its name. I don't know why, if she truly expects a response. By the way, do-do-do is Mayuri's catchphrase. It means... Actually, I've never bothered to ask what it means. Anyway, the metal upa is nowhere to be found. Maybe she didn't drop it in the assembly hall, but on the 7th floor landing near the capsule toy machines. Another possibility is that someone with an eye for rare items pilfered it. Just imagining the smug grin on the present face makes me writhe in envy.
おのれ、金にしか興味のない下劣なやつめ、恥を知れ。
おかりんもね。
Sounds like you. Well, I wasn't expecting that from Mayuri. What's that?
悲鳴かな。
I think so. Only the presenter and a few other people are left in the assembly hall, including Mayuri and me. Less than half the audience remains. Everyone looks at each other anxiously, startled by the scream. Even I cannot suppress a shiver. First the explosion on the roof, now this. What's going on here? Mayuri squeezes my hand tight.
まゆり、ここにいろ。
I take a deep breath, prepare myself, and head in the direction of the scream. The echoes lead me down a dark, empty hallway on the same floor. Oh yeah. I was not expecting that. Congrats. And definitely not in this moment. Congrats. Bruh. Poor Jedi just thrown out of immersion. You're just like, sit in the story, think about what is happening, and then you have Rick Astley blasting. Nice one. That's why Jason deserves to be bullied. I'm pretty sure it came from around that corner. Thank you for your bits, by the way, Jason. And the knife. I crouch down and turn the corner slowly, keeping my eyes and ears peeled for any sign of danger. We got the sentence having your eyes peeled like twice in a very short span of time. And there, at the end of the passage, I see it. There's something on the ground. No, someone. Motionless. Who is it? The clothes are familiar. It can't be. Makisa Kurisu. Her face is turned away, but I know it's her. The impartial genius girl I just fought with 10 minutes ago is now face down in a pool of bright red blood. She's dead. Suddenly I realize that I'm shaking. I wanted to run away. I shouldn't have come. This is wrong. Someone killed Makisa Kurisu. There is no other explanation. Who would do such a thing? There is no one else here. I twist around in shock. Some other men have followed me, and every one of them is ghastly pale. They must have seen the body. A man cries out in panic, and at this, everyone else starts screaming and running away. I follow them, of course. There's absolutely no reason to stay here. Concern for Makisa Kurisu is suppressed by my instinctive urge to flee. When I get back to the assembly hall, Mayuri is waiting for me with tears in her eyes. I grab Mayuri's hands and run away. I race down the stairs, trying to drive the image of Kurisu's dead body from my mind. But I can't. The redness of her blood is burned into my mind, more than the stray sight of the body itself. That was my first time seeing a dead body. Is this what it's like? When I realized that she was dead, I felt chilling terror and surge of nausea. But that was all I felt. Fear and disgust. Shouldn't there be something more? I guess I just didn't know her that well. I finally stopped once we got out onto the main street, Chuodori. My chest pounds, my breathing labored from running down the stairs at full speed. Mayuri doesn't seem to comprehend the situation. I guess it's because she didn't see the body. She's not even breathing hard. She looks slow, but she's actually pretty fast on her feet. I take several deep breaths. The color of that blood still stains my brain, but I've calmed down a bit. Makisa Kurisu is dead, and I don't know who the killer is. Sirens in the distance. I guess an ambulance will be here soon. Then the police will arrive, and this area will become a crime scene. But for now, the crowds miling through Akihabara have no idea what happened. Everyone is going about their business as usual, the never-ending search for electronics, moe, and porn. By the way, funny thing, I've learned the other day that moe is actually an outdated term in Japanese. Just another day in Akihabara. I take my phone out of my pocket, perhaps out of reflex. I'm not sure what I plan to do with it. Oh, I know, my friend Daru. I'll tell him what happened just now since he knows about Makisa Kurisu. Stupid Ocarina should have done chest compressions. I suppose it might be disrespectful to the victim. But my adrenaline is pumping. I can't make calm decisions after witnessing something like that firsthand. That's how humans are, after all. We're not as special as we like to believe. At the end of the day, we're nothing but a dirty, slime-like flesh. Oh, this is something I was discussing with my mom when we were going to the store, because we were discussing the concept of free will. So, basically, we don't have free will, because that was like even something I've seen some neurobiologists say. Like, first of all, we have a lot of decision-making influenced by the patterns that we've learned throughout our life. That is one thing that influences our free will. And the other thing is like all the chemical reactions that go on in our brain, and bacteria in our brain, and fungi in our bodies, and hormones and pheromones and all that stuff. So Yeah, we're not that special. We're just like a vehicles for all that reactions and beings that just shape the way we are. Our souls fester like salmon left to rot in the womb. That's how the humans are. While wallowing in a bit of angst, I begin to type on my phone. In theory, if you know the movement of every single particle in the universe, you can predict everything happening with a pinpoint accuracy. Yeah, I've seen those theory as well. Someone stabbed Makise Kurisu, don't know who, looked bad. Hope she's okay. Hope she's okay. I didn't know if she was stabbed. That just seems like the most logical explanation given the amount of blood and the absence of gunshot. A plasdemon. Yep. On the other hand, I didn't write that she was dead, even though I'm pretty sure she was. I can't exactly explain what I didn't. If I had to say, I guess I felt like writing it down was set in stone. It might make me feel guilty as well. I mean, guilty of what? The thought brings a smirk to my face. It's not like I'm the one who killed her. Why should I feel guilty? She'll wake up any minute, I'm sure. I just saw someone's death up close, and only a few minutes later, I'm smiling. Am I really that cruel and cold? Well, I'm a fiendish and mad scientist, so it suits me. I finish typing and place my thumb over the send button, and then I press down. Ooh. Spooky, spooky. What was that? Wait, look around.
消えた。
They're gone. Summer break. Noon. The busiest street in town. Just now, thousands of pedestrians vanished into thin air. Is this a dream? Am I hallucinating? I don't know, but they're gone. I saw them vanish with my own 2 eyes. I stand petrified, speechless, and alone on the empty street. Desperate to find someone, anyone. I look up. And there, at the top of Radican, sticking out from the 8th floor event hall where we just were, is a crashed satellite. It took us an hour to go through the intro. That's insane. But now we can vibe to nice music. I thought it was a nice intro because it already gave us a glimpse into alternate realities, right? There was Makisu Kurisa that already had an interaction with us. And now we could see the universe where the satellite or whatever it was actually crashed into the building and didn't land on top of it, right? So now I'm curious how will they take it from here. But yeah, we have my favorite girl, Makisa dead in the intro. Scientist cat, definitely scientist cat. Also, I like the concept of how they, I think they still operate kind of the same different, right? So they were not using like phone numbers but emails, and they were sending emails. That is pretty cool. I like that idea. But now we have now a proper anime opening. Very good. Wait, how did you do that? I clicked. OBS couldn't load that page. Okay, what hackery did you do, Jason? I remember the anime where this had a phenomenal opening theme. Yeah, I remember that too. I don't know if they work. I mean, I clicked it and it tried to open the window, but like I have it in OBS, right?
そこの貴様、俺たちが見えているか？ なぜ何も答えない？貴様に聞いているんだぞ。
He
モニター
knows
のそっち
about
側にいる
me.
貴様にだ。間抜け面をしよって。
That
つまら
reminds
ん
me
や
of
つだ。
this meme. IP address. They know our IP. This is my favorite YouTube short from your YouTube. Okay. Oh my dear Lord Jason, now I have to click it. Do you know how much hassle it is? Because I need to minimize the game. I need to open it. I have everything closed. Do you have any idea how much it costs? I hate you. I can already tell you that I hate you. I hope your pillow is always warm.
貴様からだと、俺たちはテレビのモニターの中にいるように見えるだろうな。
Now he's
だ
gonna
が
give
それ
us
は大きな
getting
間違い
rickrolled
だ。
again. Twice, right?
モ
We
ニ
got
ターの中にい
rickrolled
るのは貴
twice.
様なのだよ。貴様が現実だと思っているその世界は、
Your reality is
実は
nothing
全
but
て虚
lies
構。
and shadows.
もちろん
Naturally, that
貴様自身
includes
もな。
you too.
真の現実、それはこちら側にある。
And how can you be
自
so
分が
sure
何を
about
指摘
it,
されているのか
Okarin?
すら分かっていないか。
Fool me once,
無理は
shame
ない。
on you. Fool me twice, shame on me.
まあい
I
い。
actually have like a clip like that
貴
I have
様
to
には分
post.
かりやすく、俺たちのことについて説明してやろうではないか。まず、俺たちがい
This
るの
is
は
the
どこかという
future
こと
gadget
だ。
laboratory
ここは東
located
京、
in the
秋葉原にあ
Akihabara
る未
district
来
of
ガジェット研
Tokyo.
究所だ。俺たちは普段、ラボと呼んでいる。世界の支配構造を作り変えるという我が野望の拠点だな。
And that's a
そう
grand
なんだ。
cause.
悪
Really?
いことしちゃダメなんだよ、オカリン。
You
周り
shouldn't
は少
do
し黙って
bad
いろ。
things, Okarin.
駅から出たら中央通りを進み、末広町駅の交差点を蔵前橋通りへ左折。
Zuhirichiro Station, then
次の
take
信
a
号の
left
一歩手前の
onto
路地を入ると、大
Kuramaebashi
檜山ビルと
Dori.
いう古臭い雑居ビルがある。その2階に我がラボは今日構えている。
Why is he
目
giving us all that
印は
information?
ビル1階にあるブラウン管工房というマニアックなテナントだな。今時旧式のブラウン管テレビだけを扱っているショップだ。いかに電気街である秋葉原といえども需要だが、ブラウン管工房店長である天王寺というおっさんはこのビルのオーナーでもある。ゆえに今や急ピッチで都市開発が進み、しかも高騰しているこの秋葉原であろうと、道楽丸出しの店を構えていられるというわけだ。
But that's all unnecessary
幸いにもあの
information.
店長は人を見る目はあるようでな。この俺のカリスマ性を見抜き、ビル2階を丸々ワンフロアただ同然で貸してくれたのだ。ふわはははは。だが
He wants to practice
未
at
来ガ
mad
ジェット研究
scientist
所は
Buffalo.
深刻な人材不足のため優秀な研究員を随時募集中だ。今のところ所属研究員は
オカリン、オカリン、そこはラボメンって言わなきゃ。所属研究員じゃなくて
Labments, not researchers.
ラボメン、すなわちラボラトリーメンバーは俺を含めて3人である。ラボメンナンバー001、ラボ創設者にして狂気のマッドサイエンティストであるこの俺、法院京馬。
Oh, in
オ
Kyoma.
カリンって呼び方の方が可愛いのに。
そしてコスプレが趣味の高一点、ラボメンナンバー002、椎名真由里。
てってれー、マユシーです。着るんじゃなくて作るのが趣味だよ。
最後にスーパーハカー、ラボメンナンバー
Haka.
003、橋田至だ。
スーパーハカーって呼ぶな
Haka.
よ。スーパーハッカーだろ上皇。
そんな我々3人で構成され
What,
る
what?
未来ガジェット研究所の活動内容は
That's
その
where
ま
the
まズバリ
tuturu comes from. You
発
didn't
明で
know?
ある
You didn't know this is where tuturu comes from? It always came. Today you've learned. It was always Mayuri's catchphrase. When the anime first released, it became a huge hit, and I remember like there were so many memes with tuturu. Yeah, that's because of Steins Gate. And you got to admit it's pretty cool and cute catchphrase, right? So no wonder it took over everything.
詳細は
The
我
universe
がロボの
makes
ホームページ
sense
を見てく
now.
れもちろん闇の支配権力と戦うため
Well,
の
does
未来
it?
ガジェットが最優先
Because
事項だが
Hoin
その
Koma
研究
just
から
said
派生
that
する
our
副産
reality
物
is
的な発
false.
明も多いというか
What's
今のところはそっち
tuturu
ばかりだ
clarity?
すでに我々は8つの未来ガジェットを完成させただがこれはまだ序章でしかない未来ガジェットのアイデアは
I have a total of 108 inventions to create. Ooh, that's huge.
某テニス漫画みたいにですね。わかります。
人の煩悩の数といえこのアットチャンネルの目それと俺が話しているのだから口出しをするなと言っているだろ
そもそもオカリン、さっきからなんで独り言喋ってんの？
He also calls him a
独り言
cutty.
ではない見てわからないのか俺は今モニターの向こうにいるこいつに話しかけているのだ
あ、今その人にやりって笑った
おのれ貴様何を笑っているのかモニターの中の存在のくせに
こっちみんなって言ってやれば？
Say, don't look at
通
me.
じないんじゃないかな。
俺たちに話しかけられていることにすら気づいていないらしいな自覚がないというのは実に不幸なことだ
その人にしてみたらマユシーたちがゲームみたいに見えてるのかな。
そいつには現実なのかゲームなのかっていう発想さえないんじゃね？
じゃあダル君の大好きな二次元の女の子
Aren't
た
your
ちも
tutty
そうなの？
girlfriends the same way? No,
それは別。あの子たちは僕の嫁だから。
the girls are
ダルの嫁の
my
話はどうでもいい
dear
でもさ、
lord.
マユシの言ったことって興味深いテーマじゃ
VTubers
ん。
count.
もし仮に僕たち
I
が
think
ゲーム
so.
の中の住人だとしたら、それを見極める術はあ
What
る
if
と
we're
思
actually
う？
just characters in a game? Anyway, we can know for sure.
即答かよ。
Actually, I don't know if it was like
世界の支配構造を打ち砕く方法
a
について
skit
考え
or
る方が
something, but
よ
I've
ほ
seen
ど
a
いいん
video
だ
today of a guy who has a
12
whole
秒
mansion. Wait a second. He has a whole mansion full of VTuber cutouts. That was insane. Like, imagine going around that house at night. He said he has over like 500 cutouts, all at least human sized. Pretty spooky, yeah. Ah, what is this? How do I Was that the one making those giant cutouts? I think that was the same guy because he had few giant ones. Ugly cute character Alpaca Man, okay. This is a game called Alpaca Man 2 where you speak to Alpaca Man via microphone and watch him react. Hello. The game exploded in popularity when it was released 10 years ago, but personally I find the ugly part of Ugly Cute to be true. That's a fever dream now. I bought it yesterday, 500 yen used, headset included. Oh, that's a bargain. I turned to Daru with a menacing glare.
黙れスーパーハッカ
Super
ー
Haka.
中二病ではない
I am no Chunibyo patient. Oh. It looks like the Fishman game that came out years ago. Holy hell, I'm glad I don't know the fish
そう
game.
いう設定っしょ。
やるやる
That's your character's
誰
name.
の人とのコミュニケーションの取れなさはどれだけ経っても治らないな。
アニメのオフ会じゃ僕がいつも場
I'll
を
have
盛り
you
上げ
know,
て
I
る
go
ん
to
で
a
すよ。
ton of offline meets and I'm always the one like, he's going to cons. Brother in arms and her right hand man, Hashida Itaro, nicknamed Daro. He's a hardcore otaku. You can always find him in front of the computer playing games and watching anime. He's like us. He has 2D wives on whom he cheats with 3D men. I don't agree with his preferences, but to him anything's fine as long as it's moe. Oh my lord. He's the reliable and skilled partner who brings my ideas to fruition. Despite his insistence that software is his forte, he shows a remarkable aptitude with hardware as well. Is it an otome game? No, it's a visual novel about time travel, multiple realities, and so on, and the choices that matter.
指に刺さった。
Ah, Mayuri. Mayuri has to be protected at all costs. Over here, nursing a pricked finger, we have Shina Mayuri, a 16-year-old high school student, if you can believe it. I've known her since we were both small, yeah, we know that already. She's also an otaku, nowhere near Daru's level though. This ditzy girl is in charge of the lab's official costume division for women, and today she's working on costumes at her usual leisurely pace. Why does the future gadget laboratory need costumes for women? It doesn't. The truth is that Mayuri is completely useless. Still, there is no way I would ever kick her out. After all, she was the first one to join the Future Gadget Laboratory. I still remember the day Mayuri first came to the lab. It was spring. She said to me,
ナユシーはオカリンの人質だからここにいようと思います。
I belong here. Oh, Mayuri. Well, it certainly was cryptic, but her offer was my salvation. For she was the first to join me on my magnificent quest. She saved me from a solitary life on the run from the organization. Yeah, she is pretty, she has a pretty stereotypical girl voice. I will never forget her kindness. Mayuri doesn't have to be useful. Her being here is enough.
でオカリン、アルパカマンは反応したん？
いや、全然。
The human-faced alpaca inside the monitor was completely unresponsive. So unresponsive you'd think the game was bugged. Whatever, I give up. Never again will I play this boring game.
この不愛想アルパカめが。
Damn antisocial alpaca. There are so many plushies there. I curse his name and smack the TV. As soon as I do, the TV makes it sound like it's shorted and then the screen goes blank. I change the channel, nothing. Check the power cable, nothing. Whack it again, nothing. I guess it's broken. Damn. The scrummy TV's unleashed from the brown tube workshop downstairs is probably just old.
きっとね、アルパカさんが怒っちゃったんだよ。
くっ、後で修理できるか聞きに行かなければ。
I turn off the TV and lie down on the couch. I'm fed up with the humidity of Japanese summers. I stare at a conspicuous stain on the ceiling while fanning myself. I close my eyes, and what naturally comes to mind is that impossible scene I saw an hour ago.
消えた。
So that was an hour ago. As I left the Radican, everyone vanished before my eyes. I can't explain it. And it wasn't just the people on the street. The people in the stores gone, in the restaurants gone, even the cars vanished. Drivers and all. And it all happened in the blink of an eye. Suddenly, an empty city spread before me. I could still hear the music from the stores, but those catchy melodies were the only sounds of the life remaining. Heat was rising from the asphalt in waves, but I felt only a cold chill down my spine. I just stood there breathless
ど
until
うかした？
Mayuri's voice brought me back to reality. Mayuri hadn't disappeared. She was right there looking at me with questioning eyes.
今、人が消えたよな。消えただろ。今目の前で。
Panic took hold as the enormity of what had just happened struck me. Unable to control myself, I grabbed Mayuri by her slender shoulders and shook her.
マユリも見たか？見たよな。
Mayuri's head flopped back and forth from my shaking.
見てない。
I stopped shaking her and looked straight into her eyes. She returned my gaze with her eyes clear as glass marbles.
見ていない。
Oh, thank you for your visit.
だってついさっきまで
I really
ここにはた
appreciate
くさん
it.
の人たちが歩いていたんだぞ。
That's
歩
stroke.
いてたかな。
それに店員まで消えている。
Even the store employers are
いくらなん
gone.
でもあり。
それは仕方ないと思うよ。
Her reply didn't make any
とに
sense.
かくね、最初からこの辺には誰もいなかったよ。あ、そっか。
That is not our
殺しを
Mayuri.
見てたんだね。きっとこの暑さのせいだよ。トゥットゥルー。
How could she laugh at a time like this? I always thought she was a bit strange, but maybe her brain is actually broken. I realized that she couldn't help me. With nowhere else to turn, I looked up at the bright blue sky. There wasn't a cloud in sight. The discording summer sun shone bright through the gaps between Akiba's buildings. Naturally, my eyes drifted to the top of Radikan, where I had just been a moment before. There it was, an enormous machine like some kind of satellite embedded in the roof of the building where not 5 minutes before I had found Makise Kurisu's body in a pool of blood. What happened to her? Just before everyone disappeared, I could have sworn I heard an ambulance siren. Makise Kurisu might still be in the dark, narrow passageway, cold, bloody, and alone. The thought disturbed me, but the question at the forefront of my mind was,
そもそもあの人工衛星は一体なんだ。
Right before Dr. Nakabachi's presentation, the building shook like a bomb had exploded, the roof door lock had been broken, and beyond it someone had placed a satellite-like machine shrouded in smoke and glowing dust. When I first saw it, the satellite was on the rooftop. But that's not what I was seeing now. The satellite had penetrated the top floor of the building, obliterating the room where Dr. Nakabachi's press conference had been held. It must have fallen out of orbit without burning up in the atmosphere somehow. I knew it was crazy, but what other explanation could there be? The real question was, when did that happen?
マユリ、あの人工衛星だが。
びっくりしたね。
びっくりしただと。何がびっくり？
ドカーンってすっごい音がしたもん。
A huge kaplow. It certainly did make a sound, but I don't think it was a kaplow. I would say it was more like zzz.
あの人工衛星は落ちてきたのか。
来たのかな。宇宙人さん乗ってるのかな。
Had I lost my mind? What I had seen didn't match at all with what Mayuri was saying. Suddenly, nothing seemed real. Had I dreamt it all?
そこの君たち。
Just then, a uniformed policeman ran up to us, his
ここ
expression
で何をやっ
stern.
てるんだ。ここらは今立ち入り禁止だ。すぐに出て行きなさい。
ごめんなさい。
それより制服警官さん、仮にあなたを警官 A と名付けるが、一つ聞きたいことがあるんです。
警官 A って
今ここで数千人の通行人が一瞬で消えたんです。あなたも見ましたよね。
見ていない。いいから早く出て行け。
I was quickly losing confidence in my own memories. I decided to tell him about Makise Kurisu and get him to call an ambulance, but before I
さ
could,
っきから何をバカなことばかり言っているんだ。
the policeman took me by the upper arm and said, "No one gets stabbed at Radikan." What? How could he say that with such certainty? While I was still trying to comprehend the situation, the policeman forcefully led us away. We were escorted to the APX and released. There were people at a UPX like usual. Actually, there were far more people than usual. The place was packed. Just as Officer A had said, Chuodori had been blockaded by the police, so nobody could enter. There was nothing we could do, so we headed back to the lab. And that brings us to the present. I'm baffled. Did the whole hour since the beginning of Nakabuchi's presentation really happen? I check online for any news. The net is buzzing about the mysterious machine that crashed into Radicam. And all of the major stations in Tokyo, even TOTV, are running special bulletins about it. Fortunately, it doesn't look like anyone was hurt, but Chuodori is still closed off. Akihabara station is jammed with reporters and curious onlookers. Nobody has mentioned anything about the disappearance of thousands of people from Akiba's streets, nor about Makise Kurisu's murder. It's all a mystery. A mystery. From the sofa I spring to my feet, a wide grin on my face. Daru and Mayuri turn and stare.
これもすべて機関の隠蔽工作ということだな。警察に
He's
す
the
ら
little
圧力を
kick
かけられ
in
ていることは
again.
この国の中枢ももはや奴らの手の内にあるということ。なんということだ。だが俺の目はごまかせんぞ。いつか必ず奴らの
I
所
would
業を
say
暴き、
it's exactly
そ
the
の支配
opposite.
構造に終止符を打ってやる。
Having come to a satisfactory conclusion, I take a celebratory bottle of Dr. P, my favorite soda, from the fridge. The lab has no air conditioning. Ice-cold drinks are essential.
頭脳労働の後のドクターペッパーは相変わらず最高にうまいな。
コーラの方がよくね？
Was
オ
better?
カリンは本当にドクターペッパーさんが大好きだよね。
この知的飲料の良さがわからないやつは人生の5分の1を損しているぞ。うわはは。
Step to the curtains dividing its center, and you'll enter the heart of the future gadget laboratory, the development room. Just as the name implies, this is the room where we develop future gadgets. Needless to say, it is strictly off limits to outsiders. Yes, I know the setup is cheap. I would much rather have an airlock turn a curtain, but our research budget is already scraping the bottom of the barrel. Besides, what's important isn't money, it's ambition. I poke Darren and bid him follow me into development room. All of the windows here are weather stripped with packing tape, so it's dim and hot, almost like a sauna. I've been wanting to buy an air conditioner for the lab, but there's no money for that. We're currently accepting donations. Upon entering the development room, I pick up the lab coat that lazily draped on the chair and put it on. I always wear a lab coat in the development room for practical reasons as well as symbolic ones. Daru, however, refuses to wear his. Putting it on and taking it off apparently is too much trouble for him. He can't be bothered to do anything that doesn't interest him. It's men like him who give our generation a bad name. His lab coat, purchased from my own pocket money I might add, just sits on the shelf. It's never been worn and probably never will be.
計画は順調に推移しているか。
え、計画って何ぞ？
Daru gives me a blank look. I sigh and turn his attention to the table in the middle of the room. Sitting majestically on the top of the table is a commercial-grade microwave oven. It's significantly larger than newer home models.
計画は計画だ。8号機の調整以外に何があるというのか。
ああ、そのこと。いきなり計画とか言うから何事かと思った。
そろそろお前との付き合いも3年半ほどになる。
We went to high school together, and now we're going to the same university. We share an inseparable bond like prison cellmates. He's only been a lab member for 2 months though.
高2の時はクラス別でほとんど喋んなかったじゃん。だから実質2年半じゃね？
細かいことはどうでもいい。それほどの付き合いの長さなのだから、いい加減俺の会話についてこられるようになってくれ。
それは無理。
No. Awkward silence. Man, all I wanted to do was have one of those cool cryptic conversations where we talk about plans and preparations and other important sounding stuff, but no one knows what it means except us. Steins Gate indeed. Hello, Jessica. Shut down again. So, are we any closer to figure out what's wrong with the gadget number 8? Yeah, today we're doing the... Wait a second. Let's pray I don't do the type voice. Today we're starting the Steins Gate.
Yeah, mother.
Yosuke is another YouTuber. He's less wholesome than me though, but he's still very entertaining, and you can bully him freely. He's an easy target. As I explained to Telpakman, the lab's primary goal is to develop weapons of the war against the Dark Dominion, led by the organization that rules the world from the shadows. Don't believe me? How's your Honkai Star Rail story going, Yosuke? At present, we haven't completed any inventions of that sort. On the contrary, we haven't even figured out what we should make. Yeah, Jason is the top target. So far so good. Honestly, the story is lovely, it is. But along the way, we have managed to create some ingenious futurish gadgets as a byproduct of our research. Yeah, the story is pretty good. The problem is it's very, 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 very long. And it's like stuck in like one chunk of story. It's not like split, and I feel really, really bad for just like stopping in the middle to do something else. So this is like my, at least in Amphorius, I don't know where did you left off when it comes to the story. Oh, don't worry, Jason, we'll only bully you a tiny bit as a response to you bullying me. It is a fundamental truth of science that great inventions are often created by accident, in other words, serendipity. Allow me to introduce our glorious future gadgets. Gadget number 1, the bit particle gun. Gadget number 2, the bamboo helicam. Gadget number 3, could this be Ora Ora? Gadget number 4, Moad snake. Gadget number 5, once again I've made a worthless object by Goemon. Gadget number 6, the Celium saber. Gadget number 7, Ghost in the Ball. They can all be seen on the website Daru made, so feast your eyes upon the product of a mad scientist's genius. Anyway, our current problem is future gadget number 8, the phone wave, name subject to change. Phone wave is a pretty weak name, so I've added name subject to change to the end until we come up with something better. For the record, it was Mayuri's idea, not mine. When a future gadget is completed, the three of us discuss what to name it. I prefer names based on mythology or names with hidden meanings that need extra explanation to understand. Daru thinks my naming style is too ridiculous. He just doesn't have a passion for words like I do. Mayuri can't be bothered to remember difficult names. She said they don't fit in her head. And so our opinions on gadget names are always split. But I digress. The phone wave, name subject to change, is in short a remote-controlled microwave. You put food into the microwave before you leave, then on your way back, call the attached cell phone to start a heating process. Voila! Hot food all ready for your arrival. So it's basically a piece of junk. A few days ago, however, we discovered that the phone wave, name subject to change, has a second, unintended capability. Our brave, or possibly just ditzy Mayuri, had made it her daily routine to heat some frozen fried chicken by remote control. Long story short, she was defrosting her beloved juicy chicken number 1 as usual when the unexpected happened. The chicken came out more frozen than what she would put it in. The microwave refroze the chicken. Since then, Daru and I have been searching for the cause. She's the only one that can turn on this option. Daru, now looking completely fed up with the heat, starts fanning himself with his shirt. I know what he means by really weird. Let's see if we can't make it happen again.
マイリーマイリーここにバナナを持て。
またゲルバナ作るの？
Gel bananas?
前から気になってたけどさ、マユシ。ゲルバナって略さないでくれない？
Stop calling them gel bananas. I mean, that name might be possibly the best spelling here, right? I remember how they looked like in anime. I take the bananas from Mayuri and stick the whole bunch into phone wave, name subject to change.
なんでいつも一房丸ごと入れるの？
And that's a good question. It's a waste.
ケチケチしていては機関との戦いに勝利することなどできんぞ。
勝たなくてもいいよ。あのね、バナナはマユシ
Mayushi always buys the bananas.
おかげでマユシーはちっともバナナ。
次からは1本ずつ使うことも検討しようこう。
But I already put the whole bunch in, so I ignore her hungry complaints. Off we go. The phone wave, name subject to change, is simple to use. It's a microwave with the phone tapped on. The number is already in my address book. I just need to call the phone wave. Now, where did I put my phone? I check my pants and coat pockets. Now, where did I put my phone? I check my pants and coat pockets. Now, where did I put my phone? I check my pants and coat pockets. Let's press the phone triggers button and call the cell phone and make a call to the phone wave, now name subject to change. It allows to confirm the controller settings from config of the system menu. Now, where did I put my phone? Let's press the phone trigger. What is the phone triggers button? We need to find that one. Can I use my Okay, now it's gonna be difficult. Toggle screen blah 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 blah. Phone trigger is Z. There we go. Open mailbox, open address book, phone wave, call. I'm connected.
RENG こちら
Oh
は
my dear lord, they made her record the message.
です。
This is the voice of Mayushi Guidance, the system now programmed to operate the phone wave.
マユシーの声聞こえてきた？
少し黙れ。マユシーガイダンスが聞こえなくなる。
Why do you listen to the microwave, man?
こちらからタイマーシャープボタンを押した後、例えば2分ならシャープ120です。
This method was originally a simple mistake on Mayuri's part, but it somehow starts the freezing process. The phone wave, name subject to change, comes to life. The turntable begins to rotate.
綺麗なターンテーブルだろう。普段と違って逆回転してるんだぜそれ。
何？逆回転？
I never noticed that.
そこに重大な意味があるか
That
もしれ
might
ない。
have serious implications. If we look at the quantum critical behavior driven by Hans rule,
あるわ。ねえよ。
ないか。
ないね。
そうか。
the three of us wait and stare at the spinning bananas. After 120 seconds pass, the microwave chimes. Mayuri takes the bananas out.
ゲルバナの出来上がり。
The bananas are ready. Yeah. The bananas have become not bananas, gelatinous blobs coated with a thin membrane. After Mayuri discovered that the phone wave, name subject to change, had a freezing function, we attempted to freeze a bunch of bananas. This is what happened. It just gets more confusing each time.
だるよ。このバナナ。
Just eat one for science,
食べてみようとは
man.
思わないか思うはずだ。我らの理念達成の犠牲。
すげえまずそうじゃん。
味は関係ない。食べることに意味があるのだ。さあ、だるよ。遠慮することはない。骨は拾ってやるから思
Why
い切っ
don't
て
you
続い
eat
て
it
いくがいい。
yourself,
い
Okarin?
らね。
では、まゆり。お前にその名誉を。
なんかね、ゲルバナは中身がデロデロでブニュブニュだったよ。
You already tried one?
味もしないし、全然
Wasn't
美味しく
tasty
な
at
か
all,
っ
man.
デロデロでブニュブニュか。
ブニュブニュバナナか。ブニュブニュマユシ。あなたのバナナ。
So your banana's all soft and squishy for me. No, don't do
ダ
that.
ルくんダルくん
Darukin, Darukin, your nose is bleeding.
いいから言ってみてください。お願いします。
あなたのバナナブニュブ。
言わせるな、手の額。
To make her say that he disappeared. Mayuri looks at us with an innocent smile. She doesn't get it, obviously. Anyway.
ゲル状になったということは反固形。すなわち、分子同士の結びつきが弱くなっている可能性がある。
What could have partially liquefied bananas?
そうか。わかったぞ。
I turned to the whiteboard and write freezing in the middle. Then I crossed it out and slapped the board with my
俺た
hand.
ちは冷凍機能だと思い込んでいたが、実は違ったのだよ。
A bold statement, if I do say so myself. So why isn't anyone
さあ、
surprised?
お前たち。なんだってと叫ぶがいい。ここは叫ぶところだ。
The reactions are pathetically weak. Mayuri probably didn't even understand half of what I said.
冷凍機能じゃないのは分かってるっつうの。
あ
問題は、じゃあこの機能って何ぞ？何が起きてんの？ってことじゃ。
冷凍の逆なら解凍じゃないのかな。
実に愚鈍な意見だ
What
な、
a silly question,
普通の電子レンジ
Mayuri.
と同じではないか。
じゃあどういうこと？
それが分かんないから悩んでるんだお。
He's right. To be honest, I haven't a clue. In any case, there's nothing we can do about it now. It's time for Daru and I to head to Daibiru. There's going to be a seminar at ATF and we have to be there. It's part of studies at Tokyo Denki University. Summer credits, basically. We have to attend the seminar and write a report. Come to think of it, what's today's seminar about again? I looked it up before the summer holiday began. I should have written it down. As we cross the overpass that connects UPX and Daibiru, I look down to see a huge crowd of people moving through the plaza. There are even some garishly dressed young men and women that sort you don't usually see around Akiba. Everyone is walking towards the main street, which is still cordoned off.
ダルはラジカンに見物に行かないのか？
どうせ行っても見られないっしょ。もちろんネットに上がってくる情報にはほぼ目を通してるのだぜ。アットちゃんのスレ数100超えたし、勢いすげえ。
Oh, so that's why he was staring at his phone earlier. We enter Daibiru and take the elevator to the 5th floor ATF Assembly Hall. We just got mail from Mayuri. You know, I'm really sad about dropping my UPA. It's worse than last year when I missed buying Fatty Ghetto Froggy. Oh dear lord, how do I come back from it?
ああ、涼しい。
Feel that ACM alive, unlike the live Daibiru has air conditioning, yet another reason for diligent participation in the seminar.
そのカッコ借りてめんどいからいい加減やめるべき。
I won't give in that easily. Even if no other lab members use name subject to change, I will carry on until the day we decide to its true name. Wait a second, I still want to see that thingy I open. So it's F1, hide text, shift 4, skip control, skip mode, select. Okay, so it looks like honestly we only need Z and C. Ah, not this one.
そんなことは今はどうでもいい。
お得意のとんでも理論でもひらめいちゃった。
何を言うか。俺はいつもこの世の神羅万象すら超越した。
My genius brain considers every possibility, just not the most obvious ones, right?
でもとか言うな。
神羅万象を超越って、つまり何でもありってことじゃね？理論ってレベルじゃねえぞ。
ダルよ。電話レンジ
He just made us angry.
スタインズゲートを開く鍵だという気がするのだが。 どうも。
そのシュタインなんとかってところからして意味不明なわけだが。
Time signals our arrival on the 5th floor. The elevator doors open slowly. As we step out of the elevator, I bump into someone. I quickly grab the person's shoulders to keep them from falling.
すいません。
It's Makise Kurisu, she's alive. It's a girl, and I recognize her. Impossible. Chills run down my spine. I stare at her face in disbelief. I saw this girl just 3 hours ago. Makise Kurisu.
何か。
Kurisu frowns and tries to back away, but I don't let go of her shoulder. My grip tightens.
貴様は死んだはずだ。
That's not something you just yell at person.
しかも
There isn't a single blood stain on her clothes, and they're the same ones she was wearing when I found. I mean, maybe she has few sets. I have few sets of the same clothes. I think it's completely normal. Only a serious wound could have produced that much blood. Yet as far as I can tell, she's completely uninjured. Yeah, he should be dead. I mean, I will be dead if y'all continue to drop the HAH at the end of my name, so you know. Then I will drop dead. Oh, she's so angry. Kurisu pushes me away. Then she shoots me a wary glare. I realize that I'm gaping in disbelief.
何なの？
無事だったのか。怪我は平気なのか。いや、そんなはずはない。マキタクリスは何者かに刺されて血まみれで。
またその話かよ。
Wait, there's something strange about what he just said.
またその話とは。
What do you mean again?
だって1週間前にも僕にそんなメールを
Send me that email like a week ago?
何をバカな。マキセ・クリスが殺されているのを見たのはほんのさ。
ちょっと勝手に殺さないでくれますか？私ピンピンしてますんで。
そういえばあのメール変な感じだったな。送信日時が1週間後になって。
That was dated a week after I got it, which means it came from the future. I mean, Twitter today had some issues, right? And some messages were dated as the 1st of January 1970. So there were actual cat girls in the 70s. Confirmed.
違うがな。確かにメールの日付は1週間後の28。
Taro pulls out his phone and shows it to me.
28日だから今日じゃん。
He's right, the email was sent from my phone. He received it on July 21st at 12:56, but it was sent on July 28th at 12:54. It was split into 3 mails. Someone stabbed, Makiseke, Urisu don't. Why did I just send such a short message in 3 parts? And it looks like the 3rd email got cut off. I don't recognize the content though.
これは3時間前に誰に送ったメールだ。
But I sent 1 email, not 3, and there should be more text. Did Daru really get this a week ago?
興味深いわね。
Suddenly, Chris is standing next to me, peering intently at the screen of Daru's phone. Oh right, the email is not important. Well, maybe it is, but not right now. The real question is why she's still alive. Is she an illusion? No, an evil spirit? Am I haunted? I don't believe in such unscientific drive. I am a mad scientist. I timidly reached out to Kurisu's face. My fingertips stroke her hair. Feels silky. Quite the cuticles.
ある。実体がある。
She has substance.
やは
That
り
feels so wrong.
幽霊だというのは考えす。
オカリン、まずくね。
I poke Kurisu's cheeks with my fingers. Such softness. The dead bodies that don't feel like this. Not that I've ever touched one.
おい。
Wait a minute. We already touched when I bumped into her coming out of the elevator. I even grabbed her shoulders before being pushed away. And I still doubted that she had substance. That's just proof of how confused I am. If she's alive, then what did I see back at Radican? What was that scream I heard? Were they hallucinations just like that mass disappearance? That's right, she was stabbed. Maybe she's just hiding her wounds. This requires further investigation. I grabbed the hem of her blouse and slowly lifted.
己は警察に突き出されたいのか？
俺は真実を知りたいだけだ。
Oh my dear lord. I stare straight back at Kurisa as she trembles with anger and lift her blouse a little higher.
何が真実よ、この変態！バカなの？死ぬの？
She pushes my hand
ル
away.
イスちゃんの名台詞。来たこれ。
Daru shouts something silly, but I ignore him and press
俺
Kurisu.
は確かに見たのだ。
まさかあんた、今、
Did you just see my underwear? Kurisu's face turns bright red. She firmly pulls her blouse
この
down.
手の目がそうではない。
Oh, we're so doomed. Earlier this afternoon, after Dr. Nakabachi's presentation, someone killed Makise Kurisu and left her in a pool of blood. I carefully explained everything that I saw.
ドクター、中バッチ。
オカリン何言ってるん？中鉢の発表会なら中止になったじゃん。
中止？
そう。人工衛星の墜落で。
Something's wrong. Our stories aren't matching. It's the same thing that happened right after I saw the mass disappearance. Mayuri's story didn't match mine. I need to know. Am I caught in some sinister plot? Is this another organization conspiracy?
ねえ、ちょっとあなた。
我が名は法院京馬だ。
違うよ。全然違うよ。
You're hopeless?
法院さん。今の
Please,
話
oh my god,
詳し
she
く教えて
went
ほしい
with
んです
it.
が。
Looks like she finally understands I'm not lying. But I still don't understand why my memories don't match everyone else's. I doubt I can give her a good explanation. Just then, an older man steps out of an assembly
牧瀬
hall.
さん、そろそろ時間ですし、
はい。
Kurisu glances at me one more time, then sighs and heads towards a small conference room.
オカリン、とりあえず僕らも行こうぜ。
行くとはどういう意味だ？
講義を聞きに来たんだろ？
Ah, that. That follows after Kurisu. Did she come to attend a lecture too? Strange. Why would the girl genius Makise Kurisu need to attend a lecture like this? Now she's gonna be the lecturer. Okay, my guess was a bit off. The girl genius didn't come to attend a lecture.
今日は私のような若輩者の話を聞きに来てくださって。
講義をする方だったのか。
She's the one giving the lecture. Japan's famous girl genius Makise Kurisu, who had her thesis published at the tender age of 17. According to Daru, she turned 18 a few days ago. I first heard about her when Daru pointed her out in a gossip magazine article. That's when he told me that she was going to be a guest at ATF. I'd forgotten all about it.
初めてなので緊張してますが、ガチガチなのは多めに見てください。どうぞよろしく。
The audience is pretty mixed. It's mostly students like us, but there's also a couple of professors. And Kurisu just gave me a sharp look. What did I do? When I returned her stare, she quickly averts her eyes. I don't care if she's a genius or whatever, I still don't like her. She may have those people fooled her with her timid girl act, but I learned at Radican how cunning and aggressive she really is. Even if her murder was some kind of hallucination, my judgment of her characters is still
今
correct.
回タイムマシーンをテーマに話してほしいと言われまして、正直専門外なのですが、頑張って話してみようと思います。
タイム？
最初に結論を言ってしまうと、タイムマシーンなんていうのはバカらしい代物だということです。
意義あり。
Objection? Every member of the audience, not just Kurisu, is startled by my interruption. Perhaps I'm being slightly rude here, but I'm not one to just sit and listen to some genius girl's drivel.
タイムマシンが作れないと決めつけるのは早計だ。
オカリン、無茶しやがって。
Sitting at my side, Daru throws me a small salute. ATF staff are approaching, probably to kick me out. Perhaps I got too carried away.
まあ、はい、いいですよ。 いいですよ。 ディスカッション形式の方が話も弾むでしょ。
Thanks to her proposal, the event staff refrained from escorting me out. She sounds a little pissed, but let's not mind that.
でもその前に私の考えを話させてください。これまで世界中の科学者たちがタイムトラベルについての理論を提唱してきました。主な理論だけでも11に及びます。
The 11 theories.
中性子星理論、
Neutron
ブラ
star
ックホール理
theory.
論、高速理論、タキオン理論、ワームホール理論、エキゾチック物質理論、宇宙紐理論、量子重力理論、セシウム素粒子リングレーザー理論、ディラック反粒子理論。
Not bad. Perhaps Makise Kurisu is a worthy rival after
で
all.
もそれらの理論はいずれも仮説の域を出ません。場合によっては11個の中の別の理論によって否定。
では12番目の理論が発見されたとしたらどうかな。
Who's the smarter scientist now, Akaba? I mean,
それは
well, given all the characters that we have met so far, definitely Makise Kurisu is the smartest. However, given some takes from Mayuri, she might not be the scientist, but she's the most witty. She just fools around. Touche, genius girl. Suddenly, I feel eyes on me. Some puffed-up professors are giving me hard looks from across the room. Maybe I got too carried away. I don't want to risk losing my credits. I should back off for now.
ちなみに未来へのタイムトラベルなら今すぐにでも可能ですよ。アインシュタインの相対性理論によればね。例えば今すぐ羽田空港に行ってそこから沖縄行きあたりの飛行機に乗ればいい。目的地に降り立った時その人は10億分の1秒くらい私より未来に進んでいる。
What does that
移
mean?
動する速さが高速に近づけば近づくほど時間は遅く流れる。それが相対性理論ですから。極論を言えば光と同じほどの速さで走ることができたら流れる時間はその人だけ半分になるわけね。24時間その速度で走り続ければ周囲では48時間が経ったことになるから丸1日分未来へ飛んだことになるんですよ。
Understand Hawaiian Kyoma. Ah, she's pointing at us. Why are you singling me out? I'm doing my best to hold back, but it looks like Makise Kurisu wants to pick a fight. I wish that she hadn't said that name in front of so many people. It's too great a risk to let others know my true
それ
name.
はへりくつではないかな。
A professor calmly makes an objection. True, Makise Kurisu's example isn't strictly time travel per se, but I never expected an older man and professor at that to refute an 18-year-old girl. Maybe he's just testing the genius girl or her
そうで
silence.
すね。
The genius girl readily concedes the point. If she were a normal 18-year-old, it would be impossible for her to be this calm in front of all these people. A normal 18-year-old would panic when refuted by such a distinguished-looking professor. And yet, Makise Kurisu is giving off an aura of gutsiness that says, I can take this guy
で
on.
は過去には行けるのかな。
過去にだって今すぐ行けますよ。夜になったら望遠鏡で空を覗いてみてください。何万年も前の光を見ることができるでしょ。
それもへりくつですよ。
This time it's a nearby student who
ま
objects.
あ、今までのは前置き。
Was it just me or did Kurisu look a little nervous just now?
例えば実際に皆さんが体ごと過去や未来へ行くことができるようなタイムマシンを作るにはまず何が必要か考え。代表的なところだと宇宙紐理論かワームホール理論かな。宇宙紐というのは超巨大な質量を持つ紐みたいな形のひび割れです。
Spring-shaped cervix? That must be how they enter our universe. But do cosmic strings really exist?
ひびの幅は素粒子と同じぐらいで長さは最低でも銀河系と同じくらいと思っていただければいいです。これは巨大な質量であるがゆえに時空を歪める性質を持っているんです。その歪んだ時空を 紐を中心にあなたがぐるっと一周すると360、要するにワープみたいなことができるということ。これ時空の角度欠損って言います。角度欠損しているところを通過するとそこは欠損しちゃってますので、
Transit time becomes real
通過
nice.
時間はゼロになる。これを応用して
Now we apply this to a cosmic string moving at near light
相
speed.
対性理論により宇宙紐の時間は周囲より遅くなるから、歪んでいる角度欠損の領域を通過すると本来ゼロだった通過時間がマイナスになる。つまり通過後の方が過去になって、
You will arrive in the past after the
2本の
transit.
宇宙紐を使って空間欠損ジャンプを行い元の地点まで周回するように戻ってくると、ちょうど周回を開始したのと同じ時間に戻ってくることができる。ざっくり言っちゃうとそれが宇宙紐理論によるタイムトラベルです。ちなみに誤解しないでほしいのは、宇宙紐理論は超紐理論とは別物というわけで、宇宙紐理論で過去へ行くために用意するその1、宇宙紐。これは2つ必要です。あ、ちなみに宇宙紐って生まれたばか
Be
り
a
の宇
little
宙に
hard
し
to
かない
find, I
人間なので、
guess. If they are only where
2つ
ah,
の穴があって、
I accidentally skipped. We don't press control. Control is a bad button.
2つの穴がどれだけ
Wait, we had backlog somewhere, right?
離れていてもね。だけどここで残念。
What was this? Oh, she singled us out once more. So, second, you would need the energy required to make them move them at near light speed. How much energy do you think you'd need to accelerate something as long as the Milky Way to near the speed of light? I'm pretty sure it's a little more than 1.21 gigawatts. This earns a few chuckles from the audience. Third, you would need a spaceship capable of reaching these cosmic strings and returning, with the time traveler alive, of course. What do you think, Hoin-san? Care to take on the challenge of a cosmic string time travel? Like that's even possible. And why the hell is she addressing me? I wasn't even the one who jeered this time. Looks like Hoin-san doesn't want to take the challenge. In that case, let's consider wormholes. They may be a little more realistic than cosmic strings. By the way, Hoin-san, do you know what wormholes are? No, don't ask me. I'm trying to hold back here. Since I've been challenged, though, I can't leave the question unanswered. It's like a shortcut through space, right? Yes, that's correct. I got this right, I say inwardly in relief. There are two wormholes joined by a tunnel. No matter how far the wormholes are, the transit time through the tunnel is a zero.
ワームホールのトンネルは超重力がかかっていて、開通すると、だからかかる重力を無効化するために、いわゆるエキゾチック物質。これはマイナスの重さを持つ物質で重力に反発するんです。
You can even begin to imagine what it could be like. Krisa raises her right fist.
こうやってむぎゅーっとグーを作ってここを通るためには、手の中に私が握ろうとする力に反発する何かを作ってむぎゅーっとできなくしないと
She opens her
ダメ
fist.
ということですね。エキゾチック物質を注入してワームホールを安定させれば瞬間移動が可能になります。ここでは仮にワームホールの入り口側の穴がこのまず LA にある穴を光に近い速さで宇宙の果てまで飛ばしちゃってください。相対性理論により光の速さで動くと時間は遅く流れる。というわけでその状態で法王院さんがワームホールに飛び込んだ。でもこの時点ではまだタイムトラベルをしたことにはなりません。疑似的なタイムと重要なのはこの後 LA から秋葉原にもう一度ワームホールを法王院さんは数年前の秋葉原に戻ってくるわけです。これワームホール理論に必要なものは宇宙紐より楽ですよ。その1、ワームホールそのもの。その2、ワームホールの穴を光並みの速さで宇宙の。その3、エキゾチック物質。ちなみにこれ実在は確認されてません。バカらしいと最初に言った理由は分かってもらえましたか？タイムトラベルの理論はどれも思考実験です。それらの理論からでは 実際にタイムマシンを作ることはできない。
もっと簡単なものはないんですか？例えば机の引き出しを開けるだけ
There
で
anything
使えるもの
simpler?
とか。
I think she explained it thoroughly why it's not possible. A firm
結
declaration.
局現代の物理学じゃそこが限界。それに仮にもっと簡単に過去へ行ける方法が発見されたとしても、因果率に関する根本的な問題が解決されていませんから。
タイムパラドックス、質量保存の法則。
The mass of the entire universe is constant. If a time machine traveled from the future to the past, there would suddenly be extra mass of the time machine and its pilot in the past. I remember reading in a book, not a terribly reputable book, but still, that such a violation of mass conservation would put the universe in danger. It didn't say what kind of danger, though.
質量保存の法則を宇宙のようなマクロレベル、あるいは原子や素粒子などのミクロレベルの仕組みに当てはめるのは誤りです。
What, is that true? She reads into our mind. She's laughing at my reaction. That little... How mortifying.
あれは化学反応に対する法則でしかないから。無から有は生み出せますから。
Oh, that's pretty amazing.
何が問題となる？
タイムパラドックスはタイムパラドックスでも、親殺しのパラドックスの方です。
Oh, that thing where you kill your own ancestors before you are
このパラド
born.
ックスの解が導き出されない限り、
殺さなければいいんじゃないの？
そんな単純な問題じゃありません。SF 映画と同じように考えるのはとても危険です。
Oh, now we go to the butterfly
因果
effect.
率の崩壊、相対性理論の崩壊、パラドックスは理論上の思考実験に過ぎない。だからたとえ 0.00001% でも起きる可能性のあるどんな行動も、絶対に実行には多世界解釈や自己無矛盾の原理っていう抜け道もありますが、
I grind my teeth. When I see Makisa Kurisu looking at me with her composed expression, I avert my eyes. Looks like I have no choice but to concede. Makisa Kurisu truly is a genius. I ended up listening to all of Kurisu's lecture at ATF. After the 2 time travel theories she introduced at the beginning, she explained the rest with equal eloquence. She seemed a little nervous at first, but that quickly changed as she spoke. By the end, it was an impressive lecture, so impressive that you wouldn't think it was an 18-year-old's first time. She did well to respond to my malicious questions with sarcasm. She got guts. Wait, why am I praising her? Leaving that aside, I saw Makisa Kurisu dead, and yet she's alive. My memories don't mesh with the reality. And not just about Kurisu, my conversations with Daru and Mayuri didn't make sense either. Everything would be solved if I just told myself that what I saw was a dream, an illusion, it never happened. But never say never. This leaves me with no choice. After parting with Daru at ITF, I head to Yanabayashi Shrine. I need to get exorcised. I seriously doubt that Makisa Kurisu at ATF was a ghost. Regardless, it's natural to seek an exorcism after such an experience. I'm Japanese, it's in our blood. Yanabayashi Shrine is located on the other side of Kanda River. To find it, enter the first side road after crossing Manseibashi Bridge. It's a very small shrine that doesn't fit with the surrounding multi-tenant buildings. Kanda Myojin is the more famous shrine in Akiba, but I deliberately chose this one. The shrine is so small, you could easily miss it if you weren't looking. Regardless, I can hear the chirping of cicadas from the few trees growing here. There are 2 girls standing in front of the main building. One of them is Mayuri. The other one is a docile-looking beauty in a traditional Miko attire. Urishibara Luka, a stunning example of feminine charm and grace. Lips delicate like cherry blossoms in bloom, the essence of Japanese beauty. The chief priest's son. That's right, son. Lovely in every way, but he's a guy. He bows his head. The voice of a girl, the mannerisms of a girl, more feminine than any girl I know. But he's a guy. Taller than Mayuri, yet also slender. But he's a guy. Looks stunning in Miko's robes, but he's a guy. Holding a bamboo broom, apparently in the middle of cleaning, but he's a guy. It's almost evening, it is still hot as hell outside, but he's a guy. Damn, cicadas won't shut up, but he's a guy.
ルカ子よ、お前、俺が
He's gonna exercise me with a blade. No. We met him when I rescued him from some aggressive poachers in Akiba's pedestrian heaven. We got it as a guy. We got it, but Okarin is kinda like, not having it. It also so happens that Lukaku and Maru are classmates. I learned that fact after I had gotten to know him. Lukaku is taken aback by my sharp question. He starts fidgeting with a flushed face and tears in his eyes.
妖刀さみだれのことですよね。
そうだ。あれはお前の力を制御するために買った
Learn to control your power, not like this.
秋葉の武器屋
You
本舗
butted
で
at
買ったやつ
blade
でしょ
works?
マユリ、それ以上言うと奴らに消されるぞ。この件について。
消されちゃうの？おかり、心配してくれてありがとう。でも奴らって誰かな？
それでルカ子。妖刀さみだれはちゃんと使っているのか。
はい。
I do practice swings once a day, okay.
精神ざんまりを極めさえすれば。お前も。
The dark flame inside you from consuming your soul. When one worthy to wield it appears, it unleashes its true power. And it was on a sale for only 980 yen, tax included.
素敵なものをプレゼントしてもらえて。
俺は岡部。
My name isn't Okabe.
おかりんだよ。
It's Okarin.
ごめんなさい、京馬さん。
別ればよ。
As long as you understand, now speak the words.
違う。こんが流ではなく。
Not Kongalu Konguru. Oh my dear lord, he is so cringe.
これでいいですか？ありがとうございます。
Such a lovely smile, but he's a guy.
美しい師弟関係だね。マユシーは不女子じゃないけど、ちょっとドキドキしてきちゃうよ。
まゆりちゃん、変な想像しないで。
Though we do have a master-disciple relationship, I, Hoi, and Kyoma have gone to great lengths to teach Lukaku about the evil conspiracies that rule the world and how to resist them. That stuff about the demon sword Semidare is part of the training. Looks aside, Lukaku is all very obedient and hardworking, plus he's always eager to learn new things. A master couldn't ask for a better disciple, though he does have the weakness of not catching on too quickly and being too shy.
それで、
ルカ君に会いに来たんだよ。来月のコミマでライネットのキラリちゃんコスをしてほしい。
He's using Luka to cosplay.
どう？
だってコスプレするなんて僕。
でもルカ君、こんな可愛い子が女の子
Someone
の
this
は
cute
ずが
can't
ない。
be.
で大人気になるよ。ねえ、しようよコスプレデビュー。
He's made 30 cosplays. And it looks like she's chosen Lukaku as her next target. Naturally, because Yumaru is currently raving about it for a female character. Normally, I would understand why a man wouldn't want to dress like a girl, but come on, Lukaku has no problem wearing Miko robes. Why should cosplay be any different? But whatever, I have business to take care of.
そんなくだらないことは後でやる。
マユシにとっては大事なことだもん。
俺にとってはくだらないことなのだ。それよりルカ子よ。俺がこの日。
お笑いですか？
あ、いや、そこまで大げさにしなくていい。
That's serious. It's a serious exorcism, but please don't go and take her back. That's why I came here instead of Kanda
とい
Shrine.
うわけで、例の。
例のあれという。
違う。お祓いに妖刀は必要ないだろう。お祓いと言ったらあれに決まっている。正式な名称はわからんが、棒に白い紙が。
Zigzaggy paper thingies that the priest does a shaky thingy with.
今のオカリンの説明、ゆとりっぽいね。
It is shocked to hear that from Mayuri.
お花さですね。でもちょっと聞いてきます。
Lukaku makes a quick bolt and rounds off towards his house, which is on the shrine grounds. Meanwhile, Mayuri takes her pocket watch out of her bag to check the time. It's a very old watch, not the sort you'd expect a high school girl to carry. Its name is Pockety. Obviously, that's the name Mayuri gave it, not its brand name or anything. Ever since elementary school, Mayuri has carried Pockety with her everywhere. It's her most important treasure.
マユシーはこれからバイトだからもう
そうか、頑張ってこい。バイトが終わったら直接帰るのか？
Mayuri lives in Nekubukura. She comes to Akiba by train just about every day. It should be obvious since we were childhood friends and all, but I live in Ikebukuro as well. And though I've been staying at the lab since summer break began.
というわけでまた明日ね。
また明日。
マユリ、お前はあの時。
And she didn't hear anything. She blinks several times and put her finger to her temple as if in thought. Then she gives her usual smile. When was that
今
again?
日の昼だ。
消えてないかな。
そうか。
変なオカリじゃあね。トゥットゥルー。
Mayuri leaves this time for good, though she pauses to wave at least a half dozen times before disappearing beyond the archway.
岡部さん、お待たせしました。借りることができました。え？
マユリはどうでもいいから、今すぐ。
はい。僕
You really wanted me to do it? What exactly am I exercising anyway?
そもそも何に対するお払い
Is he really up to this? I'm beginning to doubt. I should have known better. The instant doubt touches my heart, a terrible chill shoots up my spine. I grab my violently shaking wrist. Be still, full spirit. Hurry, Lukaku, it's trying to take over. I'm not Okabe-san. I'm sorry, Kimo-san. That's so confusing. With a serious look on his face, Lukaku grasps the Onusa with both hands as if it were a sword. His stance is impressive, I've taught him well. His face is red and he can barely talk. It looks like he wants to say something but is hesitating. Panicking because he feels awkward? Amateur. Lukaku starts crying. Looks like he's really worried. Reason tells me he's a guy, but his lovely appearance makes me feel guilty. But despite the tears welling up in his eyes, it looks like Lukaku managed to work up his resolve. He raises the Onusa up high, shaking it left and right. Please leave from Okabe, I mean Kiyoma-san. The tip of the Onusa touches my upper arm. In an anime, this would be a cue for some dramatic shockwave to occur, but nothing like that happens. The only sound is the chirping of cicadas. I take a deep breath. The trembling in my arms has stopped. Good job, Lukaku. Lukaku sighs in relief and blushes. His shy smile really does make him look like a girl. I was just waiting for the, but he's a guy. Okay, that's been 2 hours. I'm gonna take a short break and then we're gonna be back at it. So, be right back. Oh, hello, Wilbur. I'm just gonna grab a drink and then we're gonna continue. Then we're gonna continue our story. So far we were bamboozled because Makise Kurisu is alive, but she was supposed to be dead. And we were attending our school duties. And we got exercised. After I get back to the lab, I take the broken TV down to the brown tube workshop for repairs. Daru and Mayuri have already gone home, so I have to carry the TV down the narrow staircase by myself. It's brutal, back-breaking work, but I manage. I push the workshop door open with my hips and head inside. The room is dimly lit, but the setting sun but the gloom is offset by the glare from the gigantic CRT in the center of the room. A 42-inch CRT television. It doesn't seem like something you could get in a modern Japan. With LCD TV becoming this new standard, I seriously doubt anyone would want a bulky old CRT. This apron is so cute! Sitting in front of the huge CRT is an equally huge man reading a sports newspaper. He's the workshop manager, actually the owner of this whole building, Tennoji Yugo. I call him Mr. Brown. It's a fitting name for someone who loves brown tubes.
どうしたもこうしたもないですよ。あなたからもらったテレビが壊れた。
おめえ、俺のブラウン
We're treating it well. I just smacked it. I barely managed to set the heavy TV on the counter.
愛が足りねえんだよ、愛が。
A muscle-bound bald guy talking about love. It sends shivers down my spine.
修理をお願いしたい。最優先だ。
相変わらず変な話し方だな、おめえって。
Mr. Brown begins investigating the cause of the problem. With nothing better to do, I look around the store. I don't know if it's just the dust hanging in the air, but something feels stagnant about this place. There are CRT screens everywhere. The haphazard layout makes them seem like junk, but they're all functional according to Mr. Brown. He's got a full range of both old and new. Some of them are probably older than me. There are even some flat screen and HD CRTs that came out just before LCDs took the market.
今日は遅くまでやっているんですね。普通だったら夜7時には店じまいでしょ。
The crowds in Akiba end quickly at night. All the major electronics stores close around 8 or 9 o'clock. And then, as if the liveliness of the day was simply a lie, the town goes silent.
今日はこれから客が来るんだな。
客？例の小動物。
Chipmunk of yours.
おめえな、俺の愛しい娘を小動物呼ばわりするんじゃねえ。
The manager glares at me and takes a photo from his wallet. It is a picture of a young girl, shyly making a peace sign at the camera. One might assume this muscle-bound man to be some kind of pervert, but the girl is actually his daughter. She's about 12 years old now, I think. His love for her is a second thing to his love for CRTs, or was it the other way around? I see her in the store every now and again. What was her name again? That's it, Nyaehh, a rare name that means to braid. She pops at the store now and again, so we've interacted with her before. And by we, I mean Mayuri, since she's the only one Nyaehh gets along with. Nyaehh always hides when she sees me or Daru. I must admit, I'm impressed she can sense my aura of madness at such an early age. Mr. Brown makes a grandiose kissing gesture at his daughter's photo. Once again, shivers down my spine. I've been renting the second floor for about 6 months, but I don't recall ever seeing a customer. I would be surprised if this place were actually making any money. He puts away the photo and goes back to checking the TV, leaving me with that vague answer.
そうですか。ではよろしく。
待ってろ。見積もり書作ってやる。
You're charging me?
当たり前だろ。払わねえつもりだったのか。
このテレビはあなたからもらったものだぞ。
だからなんだよ。アフターサービスまでタダでやってやる。
おのれ。自分の間近のオンボロを押し付けておいて、その言い草とは。
うるせえな。だったら人ってやってもいいんだぞ。家電リサイクル法で回収費ももらうけどな。
横暴だぞ。人類史の未来を変えるやもしれぬ男からたかろうとは。
それ誰？
俺のことに決まっているでしょ。
歯磨いて寝ろよ、ガキ。
Brush your teeth and go to sleep, kid.
同然で貸してやってるこの俺にそういうこと言うとはいい度胸だな。
修理代ははずの。
In the end, I'm no match for him. Just then, I hear the door open. I look up to see that a girl has entered the store. She's wearing a vintage jacket and tied shorts that highlight her long limbs and athletic figure. I find myself particularly impressed by her well-defined thighs. Suddenly, time stops. It feels like someone activated the world. The girl is still standing there with her arm in the air. Her smile gradually fades into confusion. What kind of reaction was she hoping for, seriously? Anyway, is she the person Mr. Brown was expecting? Maybe she's someone he knows personally. Another daughter. Or dare I say, his girlfriend. She finally drops her pose and clears her throat. Maybe it was. Amane. And just like that, time starts moving again. Job interview.
バイトの面接だとこの新規臭くておしゃれ感ゼロで繁盛もしておらず無才を
What's the reason Brown to you workshop?
おめえ来月から2階の家賃1000円増し。
俺は事実を言ったまでですよ。もっとも部外者が口を出す問題ではないが、しかしブラウン管工房がバイトを募集していたとはな。この暇さではその必要性を全くか。
ああ、それは私が電話で無理って頼んだんです。最初は断られたんだけどさ、店長さんにどうしてもお願いしますって。
今時珍しい若者がいたもんだよな。
失礼します。
Looks like they're going to have a formal interview. I was going to leave, but since Mr. Brown hasn't kicked me out, I will stick around a bit longer. The girl's expression is stiff. I guess she's nervous. Just because of a part-time job interview? In contrast to how she said she wouldn't take no for an answer, she doesn't seem too enthusiastic.
名前は何だって？
Amane Suzuha です。
Is she just gonna like interview her casually?
学生？
Oh, she's not a student. She shakes her
なん
head.
でうちで働きたいんだ？
ブラウン管が好きだから。
He loves CRTs. What the
明
hell?
日から来い。
I heard he starts tomorrow.
いいのかというかこれはコントかもしかして仕込みか。
ありがとう、店長さん。
Finally, Amane Suzuha seems to relax. Then she looks at me.
ところでさ、
俺のな。
Banish the thought from your head, girl.
いややめとけ。
Oh my god, I wonder what his parents are thinking about all this.
最悪だ。これまでも多くの人が俺の名を知ったことで。
Clara in America, Claudia in Italy, Simon in France. I won't put anyone else in danger.
おい、アホな妄想してんじゃねえよ。
He just doesn't understand my
こ
pain.
のバカ男は2階に曲がりしてる岡部倫太郎ってんだ。
岡部ではない。俺はほ
うるせえ。家賃さらに1000
Did
円上乗
I
せする
raise
ぞ。
your rent?
岡部倫太郎だ。
Look at the Rintaro. That was quick. The girl stands up, places her hand on my shoulder, and looks at me with a serious
君
expression.
を狙ってるその期間ってのが何なのかわかんないけど、もし困ってんなら私に相談して。岡部
He
倫太
can
郎。
help you with this
そうい
stuff
う
like
の慣
that.
れてるからさ。
は
Like what?
場合によっては手段を選ばず痛めつけてやることも可能だし。
ミスター・ブラウン、彼女は採用しない方がいいと思う。
ああ、物騒だな。
He might be a wild one. I'll fire her if she causes any trouble.
そも
It's
そも
all in
そ
a
の
Okabe's head.
工作？
せいぜいそう思ってるがいいさ。
Someday the world will kneel before me. And then Amane Suzuha stares straight at me again. Maybe she has a habit of looking people in the eye.
そういうのが流行ってんだ。勉強になったよ。
Trent, I don't think so.
That's it.
Very hot. Oh, we got an email. From Lukako. Are you really okay with yesterday's exorcism? I feel like more traditional ceremony would have been better. I'm worried something might happen to you because my exorcism wasn't strong enough. It bothers me so much I can't sleep at night. P.S. Because of that, I couldn't do more than 3 practice swings with Semidara. I grabbed an iced coffee at the bakery inside Yodobashi to quench my thirst. While I'm at it, I guess I'll check the ad channel on my phone. I mostly frequent the occult board, the future technology board, and sometimes the physics board. I search for threats on the mass disappearance phenomenon or Makise Kurisu stabbing, but turn up nothing. So were those hallucinations after all? When I pick up the occult board, I find posts in multiple threads from someone claiming to be John Titor. Wait, John Titor is back? John Titor appeared on an American BBS 10 years ago, claiming to be a time traveler. He claimed to have traveled from the year 2036 in order to obtain an old computer, the IBM 5100. He claims started quite a storm among the BBS denizens. Titor also made several accurate, if fragmentary, predictions of future events. The start of the Iraq War and the spread of Creutzfeldt-Jakob disease, for example. To prove he was from the future, he explained the principles behind his time machine and provided pictures of its operation manual. But after about 4 months, he disappeared without ever revealing his identity. At one point, his predictions gained popularity even in Japan. Yes, he certainly did get some things right, but on the other hand, he missed several others. Some of his posts contradicted each other too. That's why, to this day, most people doubt his authenticity as a time traveler. So after 10 years of silence, that same John Titor is now on Japanese BBS? Ridiculous. It's obviously a troll. First of all, John Titor is an American, yet now he's posting on ad channel in Japanese. Let's take a look at his posts. I don't expect you to believe that I came from the year 2036. I see that machine would like to know more about a time machine. Time travel technology was developed by CERN. What does LOL mean? The world has become a dystopia. Why did you come to this time? Get a tripod, asshole. I came to change my present, in other words, your future. My mission is to destroy CERN dystopia. I said only CERN has time machines. Do you have a time machine? That must mean you're working for CERN. What's a dystopia? How can CERN take over the world in just 20 years? Look at the Middle East. You've been reading too much manga if you think you can get those guys to stop killing each other. Who asked to change the future? It looks like he's like another conspiracist. Do you even know what CERN is? Lol. Op is a troll. So if you find his dad and kill him, then this time traveler Lil Mao will never be born and we won't have to listen to this bullshit, am I right? Grandfather paradox, that was debunked. I haven't met my past self. If you're really a time traveler, then fucking prove it. Post time machine pics or get the fuck off. The many worlds interpretation, research institution taking over the world. A 3P code is a way to identify posters. Put password after your name. Word lines are like infinite numbers of rivers flowing in parallel. Looks like they've already made an archive of those threads. Of course, there have been sites dedicated to John Titor for years now. This post closely resembles what the original Titor wrote 10 years ago. I've read one of the books on Titor. That's how I know. This new John Titor is clearly an imposter. There are many Titor fanatics on that channel. He's not exactly a household name in Japan, but I doubt anyone would fall for his level of trolling. As I continue to read, however, I find the response the opposite of what I expected. Everyone is accepting this time traveler as if this were his first appearance. Nobody has even mentioned his appearance 10 years ago. Finding this strange, I try posting a retort, but everyone ignores me. What the hell? You can't figure this out if you do a little research, people. That's the original John Titor thread archive in English and plenty of Titor blogs in Japanese. I entered John Titor's name into a search engine. 12 matches. Wait, only 12? Moreover, all 12 are about the current Titor's posting on that channel. I can't find a single trace of Titor from 10 years ago. Bizarre. This just can't be. I searched for his information on Titor a few years ago. back then I got tens of thousands of hits. Is this search engine filtered? I try searching on another site just to make sure, but it's the same. What is this madness? It feels like I've stumbled onto another plane of reality. Could this be another organization conspiracy? These past 2 days I've been surrounded by nothing but chaos and confusion. I'll call Daro. He'll know about Titor for sure. After all, I've talked about Titor before. I only vaguely remember the details of that conversation, but I'm positive the conversation happened. By the time I dig my phone out the bag, I no longer feel like making the call. Instead, I send him an email on the way back to the lab. He replies with his location. By my queen, he means my queen Nyaehh, a maid cafe. And that was a regular there. Apparently 3D cat maids are his thing too. My queen Nyaehh is only a 3-minute walk from the lab. Coming from Kuramabo Shidori, take a left at Tsumakoisaka Crossing and you'll find it. That's where I'm headed now. It's usually busy in Akiba during summer break, but now it's even busier because of the Radican incident. The area was blocked off yesterday, but it doesn't look like they could keep the main road closed for 2 days straight. I haven't seen a single police officer today. But the Radican building still seems off limits. The entrance shutters are closed shut and sealed with yellow police tape.
警察による規制は解除され、駅前にはものすごい数の人が集まっています。墜落した人工衛星がどこの国のものなのかについては現在も調査中とのことで、詳しいことがわかるまで撤去ができない状態です。警察の発表によりますと、爆発などの危険は今のところないということですが、秋葉原を訪れた買い物客や地元商店街の関係者からは不安の声が上がっています。
The media has dozens of cameras set up outside of the police line, and there are nearly twice as many onlookers as reporters, enough to fill the entire street with people. Everyone's aiming their phone cameras at the satellite-like object. So many people living in Akiba, you get used to crowds and big events, but a gathering of this size is unusual. I wonder when they will get rid of that thing. I hope it doesn't explode or something. They've been letting people back into the area, so I guess there's no danger. Still, considering its own origin, I'm surprised there isn't more security. Today, like always, otaku are shopping for doujinshi, import games, electronics, or whatever strikes their fancy. Aside from the scene at Radican, it's the same as any other day. But I still don't understand what I saw yesterday. I've half accepted that the mass disappearance was just my imagination. Maybe I've become unable to distinguish reality from fantasy, like the mass media likes to say about teenagers these days. With that thought in mind, I return my gaze to the street. And there in front of me stands a woman holding her phone in front of her face. She took a picture. Her phone was clearly pointed at me. I tried to cover my face, but not quickly enough. I turned around just to make sure that she wasn't pointing it at someone behind me, but that doesn't seem to be the case. She's still staring at her phone. Without even glancing at me, she turns around and points her phone at some other pedestrian. Maybe she's just taking photos of everyone at the scene and not just me. But still, I need to have a word with her. The organization is after me, so I can't risk that photo getting out.
Wait!
She doesn't turn around. Is she so engrossed in her photography that she doesn't even notice me? Or did she not catch my magnificent native level English? She turns back, finally noticing me. And of course her phone turns with her. She completely ignores my objection, and then she goes back to looking at her phone. If she is, then I might have to take suitable measures. You're a lady, lol.
とにかく今撮った俺の写真を即刻さ
They change her name every new line. They actually do. Is she even listening? Oh, she finally speaks. Just a whisper, but it's something. Lady, you apologized out of nowhere. You are right. They're actually changing her name every new line. If I upset you... She lowers her head slightly in a bow. Or at least I think it's a bow. She's been looking down all this time, so I can't really tell.
より先に写真を削除してほしいわけだが。
風景撮ってた。
Her fingers dance across her phone keys with impressive speed, exactly the opposite of her annoyingly slow speech pattern.
風景を撮っていた？観光客？
Or is she one of the people who came to see the satellite? In that case, why did she take a picture of me? She shakes her head without looking at me.
照明
Lady ignoring me and apparently sightseeing in Akihabara. It's a proof of where I was today. Oh, you're a strange lady.
桐生
Kiryu Moeka. Strange lady apparently sightseeing. Oh, that's the same.
名前
My name, Moeka. I guess she's introducing herself. That's nice, but I just want her to delete that photo. She might have the same case as us, and she's just documenting everything now. I have a question for you, sure?
都市伝説
There's an urban legend in Akihabara.
知らない
Have you heard of it? An urban legend? What is she talking about? Don't tell me there is this brilliant but insane mad scientist said to be lurking in Akihabara. And now that brilliant but insane mad scientist is the target of every assassin in the underworld.
俺はこの町に長く居すぎたのかもしれん。
Akihabara, you were in such a bad town.
幻のレトロ PC
レトロ PC?
She replies with a nod or something like a
秋葉
nod.
原のどこかにあるらしくてそれが
そうか。
Nothing about a mad scientist. I'm relieved but also disappointed. At any rate, this is the first I've heard about a Phantom Retro
幻
PC.
のレトロ PC というとキュッパチあたりか？
Takes her head slightly or something like a shake.
いいえ
She turns her phone towards me. The screen shows an oddly shaped computer. It's hard to tell since the picture's monochrome, but it looks like some kind of PC. It looks kind of familiar.
IBN 5100
An IBN 5100. Hayo Senshi-chan. We are currently going through Steins Gate visual novel. We are at the very beginning, and I'm Nyaehh, and I like those type of games, and so I hope you will like it too. That's the computer John Titor tried to get. Her fingers twitch, I think.
見たことが
You've seen one? She does seem nice.
名前を知ってい
No,
る
I've only heard the name. Coincidence? No.
これもシュタインズゲートの選択かもしれん。
詳しい人知らない
ダルならば詳しく知っているかも
You
な。
played it too and kinda enjoyed it too? I've watched the anime, but I've never played it, so now I decided to catch up and refresh my memory on that. Daru probably knows more
そい
about
つは
it.
俺の
He's my favorite right arm, a super hacker capable of breaking into even MI6 mainframe. The MI6 part is a slight exaggeration. If that ever did happen, Men in Black would break down our door and take us away. But the super hacker part is true. The depth of his computer knowledge is uncanny. Speaking of Daru, I'm supposed to meet him at My Queen Nyan. I don't have time to stand and chat with some crazy lady I don't
で
know.
は俺は行く。
Well, I'm off, lady. Media sacrum in
メディア
moderation.
スクラムも
Media scrum,
なる
sorry.
ほどにな。
I try to make a smooth exit, one-liner and everything, but she grabs my sleeve before I can disappear into crowd.
何をする？
メールアド
Your mail?
教えて
We're getting picked up on the street.
スーパーハッカー
The super hacker, okay, so she wants Daru. I guess she wants to hear Daru's story. It's my fault for mentioning him. Well, I'm meeting up with Daru, so why don't I just take her along? No, wait a second, this could be a devious trap. Maybe she's really a spy sent to kidnap Daru. I'm defenseless without him. My only other ally is Mayuri, whose skills amount to costume design. It should have been me, not him. It's not fair.
今ダルを失うわけにはいかん。
I slipped past her and started walking faster. I glanced back. She's following me. I pick up the pace, but she's still chasing me.
俺の後ろを歩くな。
On perturbed, she shows me her phone again. On the screen is the picture of me that she took.
まだ削除していなかったのか。
教えてくれたら削除する。
この俺を脅すとは。
I attempt to glare her into submission, but her eyes are already lowered. My glare is ineffective.
私は
She hesitates for a
アーク
second.
リライトのバイト。
なんだそれは。
Dad.
ヘンプの秋葉原にある。
One of those companies that writes articles for magazines. Oh, Kamina, thank you for the follow. I hope you'll enjoy your stay here. I'm Nyaehh and I like visual novels and storytelling games. And sometimes some other games too.
貴様。俺の写真を
It
無断で
depends
記
on
事
the
にす
need.
るつもりだな。
The mad scientist of Akiba unveiled. I can see the headlines now. That's all the organization will need to turn Akiba into a sea of blood. No, I must avoid that gruesome outcome at all cost. I have no choice.
交換条件に
Very well. I accept your terms. At any rate, as long as she has that photo, I have no way of knowing how it might be used. I pull up my mail address and show it to her. Looking back and forth from my phone to hers, she enters my info with terrifying speed.
そうか。
Of course, this woman is an esper. I doubt her power, shining finger, her magical thumb typed cursed mails at 255 characters per minute. Whoever receives one dies. She's done typing my address. It took 5 seconds.
おーいん今日も。
Hoinkyoma, mad scientist. How is it
フェニッ
spelled?
クスの方
First Ho for Phoenix, then In, and finally Kyoma, which means a horrible truth.
フェニックスの
Understandable
方
reaction.
イン。そして凶悪なる真実。
I repeat my perfect explanation. This is the origin of my true name. Explaining the in part of Hoin would take too long, so I left it out. She answers my name with her head tilted to the side.
こう
Like this.
なんだこれは
Hi,
ふ
Riza
ざけるな
Dorigati.
俺のマナをバカにするつ
Owing
もり
your
か
ma. Owing your ma. She's perfect. She lowers her head a little more, an apologetic bow, I guess.
ならば携帯を貸せ。
Just hand me your phone, I'll enter it. She shakes her head, clutching her phone with both hands as if protected from me. Like a spoiled child who can't let go of a toy, she shields it from me with all her might. What does she think I'm going to do? Her reaction is a little depressing. Anyway, she's obviously not going to hand her phone over, so I ask for her address instead. I'll send her a blank mail. She told me her name a few minutes ago, but I forgot it already, so I entered her as a shining finger. What am I doing standing here in the middle of the street? Let's hurry up and send her a blank email. I don't need to type anything, it's just to give her my name. I already put her in my contacts, I just send a blank email. Okay, there we go. She frowns now while looking at her own phone. And then she glances my way. I can feel those eyes clearly saying hurry up. Okay, well, how do I type? Wow. Okay, we are in the clutch right now. I have no idea how to send an email. Quick save, backlog, toggle full screen, auto mode, system menu, hide text, force skip text, scroll tips, select. Quick save, quick load, tips list, config, full screen, help, title menu, close menu. What is in a config? I don't think it will change much. How do I send the freaking email? Ah, it's sending. Looks like I have no choice but to send the email. exchange a few words and then I get away from her as fast as I can. Holy shit, I was not capable of sending email. That's embarrassing. Oh my dear lord. We are in the cat-maid cafe. I opened the door to the maid Queen Nyaehh maid cafe and two familiar cat-eared girls greet me with smiles. They all call me Okarin. One of them is Mayuri, I see, but here she's called Mayushi Nyan. Since she works here, I stop by about twice a month. I guess that would make me a regular customer. Actually, I've never been to any other maid cafe. Well, welcome back, Okarin. After bowing again, Mayuri gasps as if she thought of something. Hi, Okarin. Whatever. The other maid who came to greet me, Faris Nyanyan, has professional name and of course hits me with her trademark combo attack, a cute cat-like gestures. She's May Queen's Nyan's most popular maid. Even though she and Mayuri are about the same age, she looks and acts a bit younger. Daru frequents this cafe because he's got a crush on Faris. He often reads her public blog while muttering, "Faris, you're so cute," to himself. He's got it real bad. I kept telling him to choose either 2D or 3D, but he doesn't listen. I also have trouble dealing with this cat girl. She always finds a way to best me. Are you holding another secret meeting to overthrow the evil organization, yeah? Cat-maid cafe indeed. Steins wants to join too, yeah. No chance. The organization isn't threatened by cat-eared maids. Faris has the perfect secret technique to help them take them down. You finally mastered the secret technique? After completing my pilgrimage to the Guyana Highlands and overcoming my mentor's death, I finally mastered it. What mentor? She knows my true name, Hoin Kyoma. I've also told her about the organization, and now she's more into it than I am. She's always the one to bring up the subject whenever we meet. By the way, this is the first time I've heard of this secret technique or whatever it is. So, Faris wants to participate in the spirit conference like you promised me, yeah? She's not letting it go. It'll take 30 minutes if I play along with her. You're not suggesting we venture to the sanctuary. You promised, yeah. My brother is waiting for me there. Since when do you have a brother? And what the hell is this spirit conference anyway? Faris looks at me with actual tears in her eyes. I falter, even though I know it's just one of her cutesy acts. Whenever I talk with her, I run off comebacks, which is really unusual for me. And then she takes the initiative, leaving me with nothing to do but listen to her fantasies. I mean, come on, you can only take it so far. There's a very clear difference between her stories and mine. As anyone can see, I speak nothing but the truth, while Faris has only delusions and a made-up backstory. I always have to play along. That's why I feel like I can never best her. This game is so cute, knowing only a little about Steins case, I'm worried. I don't quite get it, but Mayushi go to the sanctuary. Oh my god, she's so slow when she speaks. Okay, so well, actually don't be discouraged by not knowing much about Steins Gate, because this kind of strictly follows what happened in the anime, so like it's the main story. The anime is like a few years old right now, and you didn't miss much before you joined us today, because first we were at this conference of some scientists that we wanted to expose as a fraud, because we as a main character are delusional. We think that we are genius mad scientists and that there is a secret organization that is chasing us down, and basically we delude our entire life at this point. We don't go by our normal name, although everyone is calling us by our normal name. We have a different name, and we make up stories on the go. So we went to this conference and we met Makise Kurisu there, who we knew from the news because she's like a genius girl of Japan that got her like PhD at age 17 or something like that. We are insane, yes. The thing is that Makise Kurisu died there, and there was a satellite that landed on the rooftop of the building. And when we left the building and we sent the message to our best friend about what happened, suddenly everyone on the street disappeared. There was no one. There was still music at the store, but there were no cars, no people, nothing, not a living soul. And when we looked at the building that we just came out of, the satellite was crashed into it. And after that, things stopped to add up. So, Makise Kurisu turned out to be alive. She was never at the conference. The conference was cancelled. However, a week earlier, our best friend got our message that we sent today, but it wasn't our message exactly. It was like split into 3 different messages that didn't make sense. So, stories that don't add up, our memories jiggled. Now we've met this girl who apparently seems to have the same. And because we are mad scientists, we create inventions, right? And we have this microwave that we can call, so it starts a program so you can have your food heated up as you reach home. The problem is that when Mayuri was using it and she wanted to defrost the chicken came out even more frosted than it was before. And when they put bananas into the microwave, they came up all sloppy, jelly, and green. So here we are. We have no idea what's with the microwave. We're living our best Delulu life right now. And the story is currently slowly unfolding. Like, the intro took over an hour, and it was just us trying to jiggle up our memory, so you didn't miss much so far. And you don't have to be discouraged about not knowing a lot about Steins Gate, because as we said in the intro, as a main character, no one knows much about Steins Gate. We are special in that case. And yes, we are very much insane. So that's like a small rundown of where we were at so far. I also simplified it, so I was like, Makise Kurisu is also, we met her the second time, still very much alive, where she was giving a lecture at our own university. Steins Gate is a gate made of Steins. Yes. Ah, yeah, no worries, anytime. I have to end this conversation now. You can't go, the discussion is over. I like how Mayuri's eyebrows go so big when she frowns. Who is Feris? Mayuri and Faris look at each other and smile. Is she talking about this Faris? Is that her real name? Have I been mistaken all this time? That's a disturbing thought. Well, Mayushi has a hard time saying Faris, so I call her Feris-chan instead. Ah, that explains a lot. So yeah, we also don't go by our normal name, which is Rintaro Kabe. We just call ourselves Hoin Kyoma, because that sounds more grand. And to our demise, our best friend Mayuri is always calling us Okarin, and many of close people call us Okarin. Oh my dear lord. If you hadn't noticed, the cat yard mates here at May Queen's Nyan are required to add cat sounds, nyas and nyans, to their words with some frequency. Mayuri takes my hand and leads me inside. Apparently, Mayushi Nyanyan is the only one who leads the customers by hand like this. It probably comes naturally to her. She doesn't even realize the effect it has on customers, and that's why she's the second to Paris in popularity at Maid Cafe. Nya. We have a lot of nyas. You could have saved your 2k points. She guides me to Daru's table. The tables are about 60% full. Among Akiba's maid cafes, May Queen Nyan's popularity is solid but not booming. Considering what Faris and the others are wearing, it's more like a cosplay cafe than a maid cafe. Furthermore, the carriers and Nyaehh dialect makes it less accessible to low-level otaku and first-timers. On the other hand, those same carriers are a topic of heated debate among die-hard maid cafe fans. Maids don't have carriers. Carriers plus maid 2 times more. These two viewpoints clash. This place is one of the older maid cafes in Akihabara, but it doesn't get much media exposure. Maybe that's what makes it more comfortable than most. At least, that's what Daru says. He talks about this stuff so much that it's been burned into my synapses. I don't see Daru-kun, like he usually takes so much of the screen and I just cannot see him here. Oh, there he is. Daru sits in front of me, but he doesn't look my way. He looks upset for some reason. Ah, he got jelly! Well, even I didn't get most of it. You guys exude an aura or something, you know? Oh no, we're gonna lose our super hacker. I'm not even close to keeping up with her. I have no interest in women who dress themselves in lies. All your 2D wives are crying. Daru theatrically grabs his chest and falls onto the table. I sip from one of the glass of the water that Mayuri brought to our table. After taking my order, Mayuri finds her way towards the counter as if swimming between the rows of tables. I hope she doesn't trip. Daru asks without getting up from the table. That's right. In my confrontations with Shining Finger and Cat Girl, I almost forgot my original objective. Oh, we're gonna discuss top secret matters in the cat cafe. Let's go. I leaned on the table and scanned the area without moving my head. Ah, he doesn't remember. So here's another thing. We are a huge fan of the story of John Titor, who appeared on the TV of USA 10 years ago, and he was claiming to be a time traveler. He made some predictions that actually came true, and then disappeared without any trace. And right now, a new John Titor appeared on like the Reddit of Japan, and he's also making some theories and some conspiracy theories. So we were not sure why people are actually like trusting him to some point, so we tried to Google him, but instead of like 1,000 records that we got before, we only got 12, and they were the recent ones. So it's like the reality is shifting. Are there? This is wrong. I remember talking to Daru about John Titor back in high school. It was only idle talk, so it's possible that Daru forgot about it. Daru is quite the internet addict, but the internet lets you choose what information you want to see. There is no guarantee Daru looked up info on John Titor. If he had, I doubt he would have forgotten so completely. Is it my memories that are mistaken, or everyone else's? Ah, thank you for the stretch. Then what about the IBN 5100? You know about that?
IBN が1975年に発売したモデルっしょ。
Right, that's what John Titor said on an ad channel. He traveled to 1975 first, obtained an IBN, then leaped to 1998.
PC なんだ。
値段高すぎの PC だな。黎明期だったからすげえ高くて、個人には手が出せなかったらしい。IBN の独自技
It was
術
a
が
full
詰まった。
proprietary IBM technology and was a pretty powerful computer for its time. Then, 6 years later, in 81, IBM launched a popular IBM PC series.
つうか僕も、
それが現在の秋葉にあるという都市伝説を。
おうあるある。1ヶ月前
Oh,
ぐ
he
らいに
heard
ネット
about
で話題に
the
なった。
urban legend.
で、その噂を聞きつけたアットちゃんの有志が
Ripara's sister Centipede was the main person behind that. Even the legendary Nyaehh the Ritzschnelle joined the fray, but they still couldn't find
じゃあ
it.
都市伝説はデマだったということ。
さあ知らねえ。秋葉にはアンダーグラウンドなショップがたくさんあるし。
ふむ。なるほど。
Oh, we got an email. Let's see. Shining Fingers. Okawa-san, I mailed you as soon as I could. My name is Kiryu Moeka. I am a 20-year-old freelance editor. I believe I mentioned I work part-time at Arc Ride. Sorry for taking your picture. It wasn't on purpose. I needed some shorts of Akihabara for work, and you just happened to be in one. Actually, to tell you the truth, I was hoping to sneak some shots of the satellite Lamar. By the way, the picture I took was just a test, not the final shot. That's why I was using my phone. Even if you hadn't begged me to delete it, I wouldn't have posted it, so don't worry. Anyway, I should get to the point. I'm really sorry for asking like this, Akabe-kun, but it would be super great if you could ask your friend, the Super Haka, about the IBM 5100. I don't really know anything about computers, especially old ones. All I have to go on is that picture I showed you. Oh, I'll attach the image. Be absolutely positive. No, be absolutely positively sure to reply, okay? I'll be waiting. And if you could, I would be super happy if you gave me your super hacker's friend's email address. I'll mail you again. Is it okay to mail you again, right? Of course it is. Bye, Moeka. And we got the picture. Oh, come on. What's with this mail? It's regarding the word timing. It's really the gloomy, unsociable woman I met in front of Radican. She's like a completely different person in this email. Does she have split personalities or something? I got some info about IBM 5100, so I guess I should give her a reply. But if I send an immediate reply to a woman I just met, won't I come off as a clinky and a desperate? This is his concern now. I, Hoin Kyoma, will not be taken lightly. This is my chance to make her understand which one of us is the superior human being. And above all, I have yet to ascertain if she can be trusted. She might start harassing me if I reply the wrong way, and besides, she hasn't proven that she's not working for the organization. Nonetheless, it couldn't hurt to tell her what I learned from Daru, to discourage her, of course. Let's ignore it. This is out of kindness. Sorry for the wait, Daru. I scan the area with my eyes once more. Then I lean in close. The power to destroy the world.
なんでだよ。引き金にはならないし、世界滅亡もしないっつうの。
にゃに世界滅亡しちゃうのかにゃ
What's this, Nya? The world's gonna be destroyed, Nya? She's doing her cat-like gestures while keeping her tray balanced on one hand. True feline agility. Despite her nyan nonsense, Paris is the consummate professional.
ご主人様、お待たせしましたにゃんにゃん。オムライスにゃん。
The cat girl puts the omelette rice on the table and then takes a bottle of ketchup from her apron pocket. She uses it to write "The world is doomed" in red letters upon the omelette's blank yellow canvas. I can't with her.
世界滅亡前に
Please enjoy your meal before the world ends. This Tehe moment, very Tehe moment.
世界がやばい、来たー。フェイリスさんの丸文字の可愛さに僕もやばい。
It appears that cuteness has shattered Daru's sanity. I give him a look that says calm down, but to no avail. I smooth out the ketchup with the bottom of my spoon, erasing the ketchup words. I'm going to eat it either way.
ダルニャンダルニャン、フェイリス杯の件考えてくれたかにゃ。
ああ、もちろん。僕も参加します。
フェイリス杯？なんだそれは。
I take a mouthful of omelette rice.
次の日曜日にこの店でライネットの大会をやるのにゃ。
I'd prefer she not jump around like that when people are eating
フェイ
nearby.
リスはその幹事である実行委員長。よかったら今日も参加するにゃ。参加費はドリンク込みで1000円。フェイリスに勝てた人には商品として手作り料理を振る舞
Oh,
うにゃ。
that's a nice business model.
無理無理。オカリンはライネットには詳しくないんだ。
にゃー、面白いのね。
いいんだ。
I'm fine. I stop shoveling the omelette rice into my mouth, then I deliver him a melancholy sigh.
ライネット。
Reinhardt Access
ア
Butler's
クセス
Hall.
バトラーズ。
Whenever I hear that name, I remember this former champion. Has it already been 2 years? No, it's nothing. Forget what I said.
にゃにゃ、すっごく思わせぶりな態度だったのにゃ。
多分存在しないんじゃね？ライネットって公式大会が始まったのは1年前。
今日もあの人のこと。
You still can't forget him, can you, Nya?
は
確かにあの頃、あの人。フェイリスのお兄ちゃ
Or
ん
that
と
you
今
and
日も
Champ and my brother were such good friends. Kyoma, you were so close. It made me jealous, Nya. She took my story and ran with it again. I never even said anything about him being her brother. Hell, I don't even know if she has siblings. I shouldn't have talked about stuff like this in front of Faris.
でも
But it's time to let go of the past. Seize the day with your own claws. Her shout resounds throughout the store. Her fingers snaps at
フェ
me.
イリスは辛くて
Even though it's painful, no, because it's painful, I succeeded my brother's dying wish and perfected my skills as Reinhardt, Nya.
覚えてるかにゃ。
Do you remember, Nya? He always used to say, someday let's bring peace to the world with
いつかライネッ
Reinhardt.
トの世界に平和。
フェイリス、コーヒー持ってきて。
にゃにゃ。
I present my empty plate to Faris. I always eat quickly. It's a habit I picked up naturally during my years on the run from the organization. Screw the slow food trend.
かしこまりましたにゃ。
Sure thing, Master.
少
Just a
々お待ち
moment.
ください。
Faris takes the dish and heads back to the counter. If I would left things going as they were, I would have had to play along for another 10 minutes in her fantasy world.
フェイリスさんは知る人ぞ知る実力派ライネッターなんだぜ。
That explains with a wry smile.
公式の野良試合では400戦無敗なのさ。
Oh, that's impressive.
フェイリスさんが公式大会に出ないのが残念だよ。
なんで出ないんだ？
この店のご主人様たちを第一に考えてるってことっしょ。それにマユシと同い年だから学校も
店に迷惑かけないと言っておきながら。
細けいことはいいんだよ。とりあえずフェイリスさんは
お前は結
Accidentally
局
skipped.
2次元派なのか3次
Do you
元派
bat for the 2D team or the 3D team?
あえて言おう。
Oh my
倍
dear
で
lord.
あると。
I dare say I'm bi. Okay, he's bi.
いろいろとフリーダムだな。
You're an inspiration,
よく
Daru.
言われます。さあせん。
Daru usually doesn't show enthusiasm for anything. The exceptions are Moe and Faris. I wish he were this passionate about our experiments. Oh, we got an email from Faris. You're more perceptive than I thought, Nya. So now you understand what's at stake. The Red Southern Cross will soon hatch, Nya. The time has come for Faris to journey to the sanctuary and to prepare for... I can say no more, Nya. I had to pull Daru away from Faris so we could return to the lab. We arrived to find it hotter than the sauna in hell. I quickly opened the windows, letting a small breeze blow in. It won't be enough. I flip our phone to full power and place it on the table in front of me. I really wish we had an air conditioner. I turn on the computer. This is our PC for communal use among lab users. It still uses an old CRT monitor, so it looks ancient. But don't let its looks deceive you. Our computer whiz, Daru, scrounged up some parts and made some mods to it. In any case, I don't spend much time on it. I must use it to update the Future Gadget Laboratory's homepage, check my mail, visit news sites, and browse ad channel. I wonder if the new title is still posting. Oh, he is. First of all, we got like blasted with the white light here in a very, 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 very dark room. But yeah, he's making some like new allegations. Well, I shouldn't waste all day on ad channel. We have more important things to deal with. Namely, the phone wave, name subject to change. We haven't experimented with it since yesterday. It's high time I figure out what's going on with that thing. Earlier, I asked Daru to connect the phone wave, named subject to change, to the computer. He finished setting it up yesterday, and now he's about to do the quick wire work in the development room. I mean, it's a 20-year-old machine with specs lower than my cell phone. So it's like the reason why some protagonists are odd-eyed even though they're Japanese?
ロマンならしょうがないな。いずれにしてもラボには他に空いてる PC がなかったんだ。
お前の最新 PC は？
ふざけんな。こんなわけのわからんものにつなげて、もし動作が遅くなったらどうすんだよ。
Selfish bastard. Besides, we made the phone wave name subject to change together. It's our crazy machine.
そういえば、ゲルか？
なあ、今朝大学に行ってきた。
Why would banana gel fly? What kind of science are we dealing with here?
顕微鏡で調べてみたんだが。
ズタズタ？
It's not a matter of phase transition. The banana became something entirely different.
した可能性はない。
フラクタル構造を思い出したよ。
メンガーのスポンジだっけ？
ああ。バナナにフラクタル図形の穴をナノレベルで無限に開けていったような感じ。
なんかやばくね？何？
俺には。
I have one hypothesis. Adding a dramatic pause to build tension. Daru gulps, waiting for me to continue. It's the result of the microwave's electromagnetic waves. If my guess is correct, then our phone wave, name subject to change, has the potential to become a weapon an unprecedented destructive power, one that could change the face of war as we know it. I twist my limbs into a maniacal grin. Then I whip out my phone and put it to my ear. It's me. We're proceeding to stage 2 of the plan. Soon they will learn that the judgment day is near. All shall be as Steins wills. Resistance is futile. Elps high congro. I want to explain. Ah, okay. The last thing I need is another enemy, especially one whose power and cunning rivals that of the organization. The phone wave, name subject to change, is now an indecipherable mess of wires. All we did was pick it up to the computer, yet it turned out like something Mac Driver could pull together. Now we can access the microwave's terminal mode and see exactly what's going on in its computer brain. Okay, we put bananas in. Oh my god, this is like, again, Mayuri's bananas and we're gonna deprive her of bananas. And so I put the entire bunch of bananas into the phone wave, name subject to change. We promised her that we will use only one. He donated that money to research efforts. Daru retrieves the bananas, peels one from the bunch and sticks it back inside the phone wave, name subject to change. He lost all enthusiasm the second we got back to the lab. What a fickle man. Come on, start the timer already. Right now. Where did I put my phone? Phone, there it is. And we need to open the address book, call the phone wave. Let's go. All complete. Instant access. Oh, it's like the same number. We should have made Mayuri guidance skippable. It's finally over. Okay, entering 120. That's not the one I was looking for. Complete. The turntable inside the phone wave, name subject to change, begins to spin backwards. 2 minutes sure is long. It doesn't actually have to be 2 minutes. Mayuri had the timer set to 2 minutes when she first discovered the freezing function, or whatever it is, so we're just reproducing that. Naturally, we have experimented with 60 seconds and 882. If we set it shorter, the freezing only goes halfway, if at all. Conversely, setting it longer increases the effect. Should ourselves be getting jellified too? While still looking bored, Daru finally gets into the discussion at hand.
電話レンジカッコ仮の中。
そもそも入れないわ。つうか電磁波の影響ってソースは。
あえて言うならば、
Monka as indeed.
根拠なしとか。
かつてエジソンはこう言った。
Without 1% inspiration, 99% of perspiration is wasted.
天才は 1%
Wasn't a genius is 1% inspiration, 99% perspiration?
残念だったな。
Sorry to disappoint, but in recent years it became common knowledge that that is a misquote.
エジソンが言ったん？
そう。
Be inspired, he said. I don't know if that was exactly what he said, but I'm sure it was something along those lines. At least that's what the wiki said.
ゆえに天才マッドサイエンティストである俺は常にひらめ。
Ah, it's done. This is just going to jail fight a banana like usual, isn't it? We need a new experiment. It feels like I wasted 120 seconds on nothing. Daru opens the phone wave, name subject to change, and peeked inside.
何をしている？
いや、消えた。
What do you mean it's gone?
バナナが。
It is gone indeed. The banana has vanished without a trace. Spooky time. Spooky, 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 spooky time. After a short pause to collect myself, I will whip it on my phone and speak into the silence. Slight problem, we might have awakened something terrible. The banana intermonkey. What do you mean something terrible? I ignore him. I'm surprised too, my heart is pounding, but I try to appear calm. I'm invoking emergency order 666, activate the cold heart protocol. What do you mean you need congressional approval? There's no time, you fool. Tokyo will be blasted to atoms. I put my phone away and after yelling, You should be an actor. Where did you hide the banana? I didn't hide it anyway. You're the one who hid it, aren't you? Uncomfortable silence. I realize my throat is dry. Where did it go? How should I know? Where did you go? Banana! I take the turntable out of the microwave, scour every nook and cranny, but find neither peel nor stem of the banana. I think I get it now. It's not an electromagnetic weapon, it's a teleportation device. A banana. What? Wait, that's absurd. How else could it have vanished? The microwave was closed. I wonder if they ever set it like alone without anything inside. What would happen then? I reach for a bunch of bananas. What the? Impossible. Impossible. 3 minutes ago, Daru plucked a banana from bunch and put it inside a phone wave, name subject to change, but now there's no sign that the banana was ever plucked. Instead, a single jellified banana has appeared among the regular bananas. Daru notices it too. He reaches out to touch it, but I quickly stop him. Just this, I think. I wasn't paying attention, okay? It does look like it was never plucked. No cuts or anything. Aside from the jellification, looks completely normal. Could it possibly be? The world I spoke impulsively a few seconds ago. I hesitate to speak it again, but I must. Because no matter how unbelievable it may be, we saw it with our own eyes. My head's full of question marks. I don't know how this happened, but if I were to explain it as I saw it, the banana was inside a phone way, name subject to change, returned instantly to the bunch. In other words, a teleporter. We invented a teleporter. I hear a girl's voice coming from the lounge. My heart just skipped a beat. I turned towards the voice in surprise. The heck she's doing here? And get pierced by a sharp stare. Yeah, exactly. What is she doing here? But we will get to that in a moment. For I need to go to the bathroom. I'll be right back. I also need to pick something to drink. So small betray beat. Adeptus Volcan. I was just on a short break. I'm Nyaehh, and I'm currently playing Steins Gate. No, cancel. Impossible, what are you doing here? Also known as the zombie. You can call me an adept for short if you want. It makes it easier to pronounce. It does. His exposition, bro. How did she find us?
あなたに会いに来たの。岡部倫太郎さん。じゃなくて、法王院京馬さんだった。
How's the game going so far? We're just on like the second day, I would say. But I watched the anime years ago, so I already forgot it, so I'm refreshing my memory right now. How the hell does she know my real name? I've never spoken it in front of her. Oh my god, I just can't with his Delulu. It's just beyond me. No wonder you rose from the dead. Stop killing me off.
この人何とかしてもらえませんか？
この状況でマキセ氏が現れたからオカリンは混乱してると思う。
Oh, he probably gave her the address. Daru doesn't seem fazed by this girl's entrance. Why?
オカリン暴走しすぎ。
マキセクリスに弱みを握られたか。
She seduced you?
色がに惑わされたか。
I glare at Kurisi. He's my right-hand man. How dare you?
許さんぞ。このビーチが。
落ち着け。
Kurisi's eyes flash dangerously, I think. Such intensity from an 18-year-old. Maybe she didn't resurrect after her first death. Maybe she's a robotic killing machine constructed to replace the dead Kurisu. Is that it? For now, I'll do as I'm told.
この場所のことは昨日講義が終わった後で橋田さんから聞いたの。
I was stepping on by to say hello, and it was nice to meet you. Have a fantastic stream and time zone. Thank you. Have a nice day, afternoon, morning, whatever time it is for you, and thank you for stopping by. That's all. The truth is, kind of a letdown.
そうです。私が死んだのを見たっていうのが事実なのか。
What the hell just happened?
それについての回答が欲しくて。
I'm so confused what happened. You just used the vanish command and streamed the element timed out Adeptus for 1 second. Reasoned he vanishes in a poof of a smoke. What the hell? I didn't know that can happen. Staying alive. That was so confusing. You just hacked my stream elements, man. Now that she mentions it, she did treat me like I was a perv yesterday. Well, I suppose I should be grateful that she didn't call the cops on me after what I did. I want to do one thing. But what choice did I have? Anybody would react the same way if a dead person reappeared before them, right? A masterclass hacker. So you're a super hacker, just like Daru.
でも今のあなたの振る舞いで理解した。
勝手に結論を出さないでもらおうか。お前は俺を誤解している。
I must clear my name, or I'll be labeled as a perv forever.
まあそのことは今はいいんです。
え、いいのか？
That's a relief. I was sure she was going to call the police. But that for now part bothers me. Kurisi enters the development room with a quick, confident stride. I do love your model though, the mint green and black goes well with. I'm glad you like it. That's like the main color scheme for Nyaehh, yes. Even though she's only 18, she's got a decent figure and good posture. Not much in the chest though. Oh, that's not important. Her presence seems to fill the cramped room, driving me and Daru to the corners. Can't she tell this area is off limits?
そういえばまともに自己紹介してませんでしたね。マキセ・クリスです。改めまして。
She holds out her hand. What is she trying to do? She tries to shoot your hand, man. Shoot lightning from her fingertips?
握手もできないの？日本の男の人って常識が足りないんじゃない？
Big hands? This girl genius is asking for a handshake. We only met yesterday, and just moments ago she was on the verge of calling the cops.
欧米か？
アメリカで7年暮らしてますが何か？
欧米か。
I look down at her slender fingers. Glossy, healthy fingernails. No unnecessary nail polish. I stare, fixated. Slowly I extend my hand, making sure to keep enough weight on my heel so I can flee at a moment's notice. I lightly grab the tip of Chris's index finger between my thumb and index finger, then instantly let go.
ビビりすぎ。
身にまとう殺気が半端ないからな。
I can feel your aura of malice.
マーシャルアー
You
ツ
must be a powerful kung fu
俗に言
master.
わないわよ。
か。では、忍者。
言わないっつってんだろ。
And she's completely cold. Her tone gets scary
ア
sometimes
メリ
too.
カ育ちならば。Nice to meet you と満面の笑みを浮かべながら握手を求めるのが普通だろう。はや、むしろハグを求めるぐらいするべきだ。
Perhaps that's too much to expect from a killing
ど
machine.
んな偏見よそれ。
She sighs. She's not even looking at me. Instead, she's staring at the bananas next to the phone wave, name subject to change. The bananas, which have just exhibited a most unusual phenomenon. On the bunch, one has completely jellified.
これ本当に興味深いですね。
Kurisu brings her face closer to it to get a good look.
ピンセットあります？
ない。
そう。
And then, she stabs the gelatinous banana with her index finger. She buries her beautiful fingertip knuckle deep into slimy banana.
何をする？希少な実験データを。
グズグズね。
It's squishy. I bet it is. She extracts her finger, pieces of gel cling to her fingertip. She puts that fingertip into her mouth without any hesitation.
味はなしか。
She says it with a straight face.
食い意地が張っているとはまだまだお子様だな。よみがえりし者よ。
いりません。
そもそもあのバナナ眉しのじゃん。
遠慮することはない。俺がめ
変態のバナナなんて誰が食べるもんですか？
There's bananas.
変態のバナナ。
Oh my dear lord. Daru starts shaking as if he has been electrocuted. What's wrong?
変態のバナナを
Eats a perf's banana, squishy, finger in mouth, gross with a sour expression.
指
Looks
加え
like
る
his cranial pervert processor is overclocking.
巻きせし巻きせし。
Can you say that one more
今のもう一度
time with
お
more
願いできる？
humiliated
できれば悔
expressions,
しそうな
if you
顔で。
please?
はい。
ほら、変態のバナナなんて誰が食べるもんかって。できればその後で。
No. Suddenly, Chris's face turns bright red.
だるよ。お前はどうしようもないクズだし、最低の変態だが。
Payback is sweet. Now to follow up to the maximum combo. Let's show this conceited little girl how true adults
そ
fight.
れで、マキセクリス。お前は今、何を想像したのだ？さあ言え、天才少女。天才がどんな妄想をしたのか。
We got distracted from the main point so quickly. Risu turns her back to us with perked shoulders. Looks like she's capable of expressing human emotion after all. That rules out robotic killing machine. I feel refreshed. I haven't felt it as good in years. Way to go, Daru. That's my right-hand man. Always gets the job done.
あんたたち二人とも変態。
いや
You could say that. Don't admit it, you
お
idiot.
前に言われたくはない。
オーケー。生意気な振る舞いについては謝ります。
She sighs deeply and turns back to us. Her composure has already returned.
その原因があなた方のセクハラ行為にあったとしても、今は不問にする。
I wish she would stop saying for now. It's like she's gonna call the cops on me later.
詳しく教えてください。このバナナのことと、 それとそっちの
Kurisa glances at the phone wave, name subject to
電
change.
子レンジのこと。
トップシークレットだ。あえて部外者の前に一つだけ教えてやれるとするなら、こいつの名前は
かっこ仮？
そのままの意味だ。名前はまだ。
名前なんてどうでもいい。
だが名前以外は教えることはできる。
でもさオカリン、マキセ氏ならこのヘンテコ機能について
それは
He is a genius. She would have to be able to defeat my sharp wit. We can trust her intellect at last. But it's hard to stomach her attitude. Plus, she has danger written on her face. Not to mention, she's a little scary too. Then I get a great idea.
ニヤニヤしちゃって。また何か変態チックなこと考えてる？
クリスティーナと言ったか貴様。
誰がクリスティーナだ？一言も言っとらんわ。
Christina sounds like the name of a Hollywood film star. It definitely has more flavor than her real
このレ
name.
ンジの秘密を教えてほしければ、俺と取引してもらおうか。
何よ？
まず一つ、貴様にはラボメンとなってもらう。
ラーメン？
Ramen?
ラボメンだバカ者。ラボラトリーメンバー。
研究所のメンバーに迎えてくれるっていうこと？でも私、8月中にアメリカに帰る予定。
他者に秘密を漏らさないという
I have
誓
signed a
約書を
non-disclosure
書いてもらう。
agreement so we won't betray our
もし
secrets.
破ったら
鬼畜だなオカリン。そのサイエンス
I'll take 5
発売されたら
copies.
5冊買う。
ラボメンとなった暁には帰国するまでゲストとして。
偉そうに。詳しく契約書。
そんなものはない。ここはさ、
知識を提供するだけなら OK です。ただし、
取って食ったりしないから安心しろ。
セクハラはする気？
しないっつの。
さっきあなた、まず一つ。
二つ目の条件、この俺が貴様に対して行ったセクハラ一歩手前の行為について。
オカリンちっちゃい。人
What?
としての器がちっちゃいっす。
You're the prettiest person I've ever met. That's why we love you. That's why we admire you.
誰に言われたくない。
Shut up, daughter. You have no right to talk. By the way, daughter's perverted acts aren't included.
なんだとこら、ふざけるな。
こちらからの要求は以上だ。
あんたにとってでしょ。
She puts her fingers to her brow and shakes her head in an exaggerated gesture.
ノルアドレナリンが過剰分泌されてる気分よ。
貴様が顎関節症になろうとしたことではない。要求を飲むか。
だからティーナってつけるな。私はクリス。
Sooner or later, she'll say Dayun or Oh my god or motherfucker.
いい返事だ。歓迎しようクリスティーナ。
どっちも間違ってるから。ちゃんと呼べ。
She's the first one to look away. She does so in a way that says, good grief.
子供ですね。
何か言ったか？
もう以後変態禁止。私もあんたのこと。
わかればいいのだ。では本題に入る。
ティーナも禁止。
クリス君にこれまでに我々が行った実験に。
だが断る。
I refuse. In the end, I'm the one who has to explain. Along the way, I also relate the tale of my heroic deeds, which enrages Kurisu, of course, but I finally tell her everything about the bananas and the phone wave, name subject to change. Kurisu doesn't ask any questions. She's quick to understand as expected of a genius.
やっぱり興味。
貴様の見解を聞こう。
少なくとも電磁波兵器やテレポートだっていうくだらないもう一度実験してみてもいい？私もこの目で見てみたいの。
Without waiting for our approval, Kurisu plugs an untouched banana and sticks it into the microwave, then starts entering the commands on her phone. It's strange. She's still wearing her usual frown, but I can't shake the feeling that she's really enjoying herself. I can't put my finger on why, call it a hunch. But, I mean, she's a scientist. Why shouldn't she enjoy experimenting?
岡部さんと橋田さんはバナ
俺に指図しないでもらおうか。俺はい
いからバナナから目を離さないでください。
Okay, so she's a little snippy. Daru and I do as we are told and stare at the bananas. Truth be told, we were planning to watch the bananas anyway. After missing it the first time, we were determined to witness what transpired with our own eyes.
60秒経過。何か。
ないな。
Any second now, the gel-fied banana should reappear on the stem. If it only happens once, we can just call it an accident and be done with it. But if it happens twice, then that's proof that something's actually going on. And then, Kurisu will have to admit that I, the great Hoin Kyoma, have invented humanity's first teleporter. I keep staring at the bananas in anticipation. A few moments after Kurisu's report, a gel banana suddenly appears without a sound. Now there are 2 of them on the bunch. It happened faster than the blink of an eye. I'm at loss of words. I just witnessed the unthinkable. This phenomenon is clearly teleportation. The microwave timer chimps. Ah, thank you for the headbutt. Kurisu peeks into the microwave, stumped. How does it look?
104秒経過した時に。
She's quite flustered. I don't think many people could remain calm after witnessing such a phenomenon. So it is a teleporter. Kurisu quickly calms down. She furrows her brow and crosses her arms, tapping her right foot as she mutters to herself. I am enjoying it so far, yes? Thank you for asking. Teleportation, is that even possible? It did move, no matter how unbelievable that may be.
量子テレポートかな。
現実から目を背けるな。その目で見たものが全てだ。
She gives me a sharp look. Her eyes are like a sniper's head, hot and keen.
本当にテレポートなの？
ならば天才少女よ。今の
整理しよう。バナナの房や冷凍唐揚げの時はテレポート。
例えばテレポートできるものの大きさ。
唐揚げってバナナより小さいじゃない。
実験にはいつも同じ唐揚
We
げを
used the same chicken for each experiment. They came in 12 packs.
そうなると結構な量だよな。
塩は？
What about salt? You experimented with salt too. Used a handful of table salt on a plate for one experiment. Nothing happened.
お皿が邪魔だったか。
Maybe the plate was in a way.
状態でもやってみたが変化なしだった。
だったら食塩については一つ。
Looks like our genius girl's fighting a hard battle. She starts pacing the room, looking a little annoyed.
電話レンジに関連する。
電話レンジではなく電話レンジ過去仮だ。
Ah, I would smack
で
him.
もいいわよ、そんなの。どうなの？気づいたことあるの？
Yuri's looking at Daro, looks like she's asking him, not me. True, he should know more about Phonewave, name subject to change, than I do. He's done all the maintenance on it after all.
ああ、そうだ。一度こいつからすごい放電が起きたお。
何？そんな話は初耳だぞ。
オカリンがいない時だったからな。
Ah, that explains a lot.
この開発室が蛍光灯で照らされたように明るくなったんだよ。
どういう状況で起きたの？
こいつに繋いでる
After adjusting the cell phone attached to it, I unhooked it and put in my
そ
own.
したらしばらくして
A little bit later, Sparky
それはい
Sparky.
つのことだ。
昨日の昼だよ。
Around noon yesterday, when we went to see Dr. Nakabachi presentation. Oh,
ドクター中鉢。
that's right. I went to see Dr. Nakabachi's conference yesterday. Come to think of it, he stole his time travel theory from John Titor. Maybe the current John Titor is actually Nakabachi.
だが待て。ダリオ、お前が言ったはずだぞ。
そう、その時。でもオカリンは中止にもかかわらずマユシと一緒に出かけていったろう。
I still don't understand why my memories seem to disagree with everyone else's.
そういえばその時間。
メールって？
昨日 ATF で見せてくれたメール。それって確か。
It did someone stab me at the presentation, didn't it?
だが、ダルの携帯にはなぜか。
は？あれってオカリンの嘘じゃないん？でない。
俺はいつも真実しか言わん。というか、そこまで言うなら送信履歴を見せて。
I whip out my phone and call up the history, but it's gone. Not a trace of that email remains. According to my memory, I think it was about 30 minutes after Dr. Nakabachi's conference. About 10 people, including Miso Kurisu's body, panicked and fled Radican. That's when I sent that email. But no matter how many times I checked, there's no record of it. It should be there, but isn't. Just like the banana inside the phone wave, name subject to change.
俺は確かに送ったぞ。
まさにその時間だよ、放電現象が起きたのは。
Suddenly, a flash of inspiration strikes. Inspiration, Edison ought to be proud. But this isn't something you can accomplish with F-word. Basically, I'm a genius. I turned to Daru and Kurisu with a huge grin on my face. I get it. So that's what happened. I've reached the answer now, the world will tremble. I slapped the top of the phone wave, name subject to change. Oh my dear lord. Congrats.
で何か関係があるのは分かった。
それを調べるのがお前の仕事だ、クリ
It's
ス。
your job to figure that out.
橋田さん、この人と話すの疲れ。
Yeah, this guy is just
基本的な
no.
対策は真に受けないこと。
そこ俺の言動を全否定するな。
He's just hopeless. I'll prove him that I'm right. If we can reproduce the electrical discharge phenomenon, it could bring us closer to understanding the time-stop mystery.
誰
Describe the phone wave status when the discharge phenomenon occurred. It was kind of a mess. I'd connected my phone to the phone and was testing to see if I could control. Okay. I disconnected the phone plugged into the phone wave, name subject to change, and replaced it with mine. And then I hear...
お腹すいた。唐揚げ食べようっと。おかり、バナナ買っといてくれた？ねえ。
When she enters the development room, her eyes will go wide.
あれれ？お客さん？
Once she noticed Kurisu, Mayuri bows her head with her usual smile.
まゆしーです。
マキシェです。ラボメンになったみたいで。
ほんと？すごい。
She will force her to do cosplays 100%.
さっき言った通り、メールの着信設定のだから同時に120秒の冷凍機能を使ってた。PC からでも冷凍機能を起動できるようにしてやんだよね。
マユリ、ジューシー唐揚げナンバーワンを電話レンジカッコ仮。
As she's gonna be deprived of her dinner.
一個ずつならあげてもいいよ。
That explains what everything on the computer monitor means. Doesn't look that different from using DOS. I enter 120 on the keyboard and strike the enter key. The phone wave starts up. The juicy chicken number 1 starts spinning backwards on the turntable. Kurisu starts hard on the phone wave, as if not to let any animal, no matter how slight, escape her notice. So we reproduced a condition that existed when the discharge phenomenon occurred, right?
そこに突っ立っている助手。は？他に誰がいるのだ？
いつから私はあんた。
いいから。俺のメールアドに何かメールを送れ。
If you've reproduced the conditions correctly, then if she sends something to my phone while it's connected to the phone wave, it should arrive with a time step from the past, not the present. But my assistant Kurisu just scowls.
私、あんた
使えない助手だな。
勝手に助手にすんなと言って。
誰？お前の携帯からメール？
あ、おう、
適当でいい。クリスティーナは変態。
変態禁止って言っただろ。
じゃあ間を取って、おかり
Grins at her.
の裏切り者め。
橋田さん、グッジョブ。
Kurisu grins and drives Taru a thumb up. I really don't like this.
マユシーのバナナが。
Oh, she's hard working again. Ah.
ゲルバナになってるよ。
実験に使わせてもらう。
これ、マユシーのな。
メール送信するぜ。
マユシーさん、お金は後で払うよ。
なぜ俺なのだ？
People sad. That's even worse. That's Mayuri-san. Sad.
もしかしてこの。
そういうことだ。
はいはい。送信するよ。送信。
Mayuri sleeps past me and steps up to the active phone wave. Before anyone can react, she grabs the handle.
開けるな、マユリ。
But it's too late. Blue-white light floods the room, crackling angrily like the heart of a storm. An electrical discharge. A violent sparkling... Oh, she disappeared. Oh, never mind, she's back. I grab Mayuri and pull her away from the phone wave.
なんかやばくね?
I'm flashed again. A thin cloud of smoke fills the room. It smells like something's burning. My eyes are numb from all the flashing light. I try blinking several times to regain my sight. I can hear Kurisu and the Daru coughing. Mayuri squeezes my upper arm with her slender fingers. My vision gradually returns. Mayuri looks perplexed. Banana people side. Are you okay? No burns or anything? I may be insane mad scientist, but I still risk life and limb for the safety of my comrades. I gently let Mayuri out of my embrace. Well, that was something. I wiped that sweat off my brow. Kurisu's voice is strained. With my vision finally restored, I take another look around the room, and what I see strikes me speechless. The large table in the center of the room is made of thick solid wood. It can hold about 5 or 6 people without breaking. That's why we placed the phone wave on it. That table has been split in two as if it's by a woodcutter's axe. The computer and the other parts connected to the microwave is scattered across the floor, and the microwave itself has broken through the table. It's literally stuck in the floor. What the hell? How did... But it's not heavy enough to make a hole in the floor. This can be caused by electrical discharge, some other phenomenon? I shake off my surprise. This is no time to be standing with jaw agape, Hoi and Kyoma. Seize the moment. First some maniacal laughter, and next I try to take out my phone and do the usual, but unfortunately it's still plugged into the phone wave. Psy Kongru, I whisper the words. Words that have no meaning. Words I have used simply because they sound cool. The words have meaning because they have no meaning. After years of repeated use, just speaking them is enough to calm my heart. Mayuri stands up and looks inside the phone wave. It's embedded in the floor, but she somehow manages to pry the door open. The chicken doesn't matter right now. We need to determine what happened to the phone wave. That's so mean. We need ventilation. Oh yeah. It affects everyone with an overpowering stare. This shall be remembered as the moment that the greatest experiment of the century succeeded and brought humanity a step forward in a new direction. These guys have no right to ruin that with their foolish talk. My heart pounding, I detach my phone from the phone wave. Luckily, it's completely unharmed. I open it. It still works. I bring up the list of received mails. New emails should come at the top. However, my heart beats even faster. The topmost email isn't the one that Daru sent before the discharge occurred. This impossible phenomenon is exactly what I was hoping for. I look back through my email history, and there, I find it. I don't know why, but it was a success. The timestamp proves it. I received this email on July 24th, 5 days ago. This is the same exact thing that happened to my someone stabbed Kurisu email. And just now the truth was revealed to me in a flash of inspiration. It connects. There's a meaning behind the series of events and only one true answer. I've discovered its true function. This isn't intuition, that's right. This is a conviction. I feel my lips twist into a grin. I meet Kurisu's glare head on. First, let me say one thing. The greatest inventions are created by accident. This is what we call serendipity. How did she ruin my speech? Oh well, let's get to the point. The mail was sent to the past. The chicken returned to its frozen state. The plucked banana returned to the bunch. Kurisu seems to get it now. As expected of my genius assistant. Yes, why? This is the choice of Steins gate. The phone wave is a time machine. We cleared the chapter 1. I think that there's 4 chapters in general, right? The dawn of the new day. Let's see our emails. Shining finger. Wake up. I'm nocturnal, so I usually don't go to bed until the sun comes up. It's not so bad once you get used to it. Mainly when you wake up. Are you still asleep? Rise and shine. Have you talked to the super hiker yet? Oh, I would also like to hear more about John What's-His-Face. I'm super curious. So we got all the emails. Ah, not this, not this, not this. I wanted to press this, and I wanted to find the save. Save. No data. There we are. We just 11 chapters. Oh, we're gonna spend some time in that game, I guess.